I had a cabana at the Playboy Mansion, and we go into the grotto, and there are naked women there, and I'm like, oh, thank you, brother.
I'll give you my secret one after, because if I tell this, everyone's going to be using it.
What is that? Illuminati mind tricks?
There's a table. It's covered with girls. You see a big beard come out. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. Oh, you are like Gandalf.
You're like Gandalf. You're the magician.
That's right. I had met Matthew McConaughey, and apparently he and I had dated the same girl.
Peak experience.
Peak experiences.
Peak experiences, guys. So I wanted to show you guys what I used to look like with long hair, and also that's also, by the way, the reason why my girlfriend doesn't want me to grow my hair anymore. Because she sees that and she's like, "Yeah, well, you're not gonna get that anymore." I think it's here. It's on my Instagram stories.
I cut my hair and I can't put it back in a ponytail, so I'm growing it out again.
Ah, there you go. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Let me find it. Where is it? Yeah, I posted this photo when it came out that aliens are real. If you guys remember.
Was that the Brazilian little dolls?
Yeah.
That was so disappointing.
The government was like, yeah,
this is real.
Exactly.
But it was a cake in the end.
Exactly. I saw that too.
It was a cake.
Oh, good. All right. So this used to be me. This was me. Was me.
I don't know about you, but 18. I think you look fucking cool.
Yeah, I like that, man. Thanks for saying
I'm a long hair.
Look at the squirrely spaghetti.
Did you ever do the rock star hair move that he does?
The helicopter? This one?
When you take your hat off, and I can't do it. And your hair goes, and the whole club looks.
Oh yeah, I do that. I mean, I'm not as tall, so nobody saw it. I would just like be drowned in the crowd, you know. But I used to.
He likes when I swish my hair.
Yeah, well, it's just keeping the hat on all the time. You want to get the hair out.
Yeah, because you know what's funny? Like girls love the long hair. They're like jealous when your hair is nicer than theirs. They're like, "Oh my god, how did you get your hair without the spliss or whatever it's called?" Yeah. And I'm like, "Oh, I'm just using the same towel I use for every other part of my body."
Interestingly, I had shaved my head. This is going back, 8 years. I shaved my head short, and women were touching my shaved head. And it was a different type of woman who was attracted to me. I'm usually attracting women who like long-haired men who are into rock music.
Fuck yeah.
Right?
The good kind.
Right? And then the short-haired lovers came out and were stroking my hair.
Yeah, it's a different type of woman.
When was that?
Like 8 years ago. Yeah,
okay.
I cut it short when I was in London.
I mean, you guys have been traveling the world now, teaching guys for how many years? Like 15, 20?
15, 16. I separately had as well.
I had changed my slogan from "Get out of the house" to "Prepare to be amazing" during the 2020 pandemic. And that changed things there. But now we're back out in full force, and we've been doing boot camps, city to city, country to country, and teaching the elegant art of the cold approach pickup.
Damn right.
That's what we're talking about today.
Yeah, we'll talk about that and aliens and cakes. I mean, I traveled for 4 or 5 years. And it almost killed me. It was the traveling, the shitty nutrition, the lack of gym, the noise, the stress. Like I couldn't even go to airports after that anymore without like noise canceling headphones.
Oh yeah, very stressful.
How do you guys do that? How are you guys? You guys still happy crushing?
No, I'm traumatized by flights.
Yeah, me too. Okay.
Getting from Toronto to Helsinki, by way of Amsterdam, when you have to be up 24 hours basically, and then you need to recover, and then you have the jet lag, and then boot camp. You add all that together, and we did a 4-day boot camp. 4 days and nights. Yeah,
well, we were living with them as well, so it's really like 5 days.
We moved them into a residential.
Yeah. Damn.
But it's like the A-team, though. He's Mr. T. I got to talk him on the helicopter, on the plane. I ain't getting on plane. I ain't getting on no plane.
Next thing you know, I'm passed out.
And I'm like distracting him and, come on, let's go.
Who are you? Are you Hannibal?
Yeah.
You got a cigar, man. Look at that guy. Man, the A-team. Just the other day, we had a little bit of a smoke sesh, and we watched the A-team. I was like,
rocks.
Oh my god, this is so good! It's so ridiculous. The music, the beginning music, which we got stuck in the.
They always get stuck in a shed or somewhere, and then they build a tank
with a bunch of tools. The bad guys are never like, what are they known for? To build a bunch of shit. Let's put them in this thing with a bunch of
plasterade over.
Yeah, so fucking crazy. One thing that I wanted to ask both of you actually is like, have you noticed over the years kind of like a change in men and their base level social skills?
Things gone down.
Yeah.
They've gone down.
Okay.
I'm noting that the social skills that people have developed since the pandemic, or rather the lack of social skills, are evident in their behavior for the people I've been meeting in various cities around the world. Yeah, it's gone down. There's no time like now to learn the skills for cold approach pickup. Otherwise, there's going to be problems.
It's the cabin fever. If you've been locked up for long enough, I mean, that's a form of torture, isn't it?
True.
Being on your own isolation, it's damaging. It's damaged the social part of the brain when they're meant to be learning at such a young age.
Have the girls gotten weirder as well, like more awkward or anything? Have you noticed anything?
Just more shy, more reserved, less inclined to interact. We're in a good position having a skill set, but the students who are starting out, they've got to learn quickly how to bring out the best in others.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I noticed, like, especially towards the tail end of my dating coaching career, I transitioned into business consulting in 2019, I think.
Neil Strauss too.
Oh yeah? Same year?
Yeah.
Shit.
No, I don't know about the year, but he's transitioned.
Yeah.
So has Tyler Durden.
Yeah. Owen
Cook.
AKA
RST Tyler.
Yeah.
All his nicknames.
The funny thing is, especially towards the tail end, I really felt like it's such a stigmatized profession. Like, oh, you're teaching guys how to get girls. But I think in maybe a decade or two, the populace opinion about this is going to change, because they'll realize how important it is, especially for young men, to be taught how to interact in a calibrated way, in a funny way, in a charismatic way, because that's how it was for me when I first started. I was fucking 19, 20, fresh out of the army, was studying at university in Vienna. I come from a small village in the Austrian Alps, and all of a sudden I live in a big city. And I have all these beautiful girls that I see everywhere in the metro, sitting next to me at university, and I had no clue what the fuck to do. And then I kind of started reading stuff. First, I read a bunch of German books about that, because I'm from Austria. And then later on, I started, getting used to your guys' stuff from the game, the classics. I started watching the RSD videos and all that. And for me, it was really like, oh my God, like, I can change, I can improve. And it started with girls, right? That's what all a 20-year-old guy wants to do. Like, I just want to know how to talk to the cute girl and get her number. But then it extrapolated onto having a better relationship with my mom and dad, with my siblings, with my colleagues, with my friends, getting a better social circle, all the way to now. I mean, what I do now, like teaching marketing, teaching sales, teaching business, that still roots in understanding social dynamics and funny things like jokes, routines, and all that jazz. So that's why I'm saying I think the perception is going to change at some point from the stigmatized men that just want women to like, hey, this shit is fucking important.
Well, a long time ago, it was really underground, was it? It was only on forums, and now and then you had a meetup. and that's when it was honest, right? People were really giving their honest advice, because there was no, like, profit in it, I guess. True. And it was like, men helping men. And I love that. I love that stage of it. And I think we've still got that mindset of that's how we are, where we're pickup artists, trainers, and helpers, and so on, but we're not necessarily in the marketing mindset. I mean, we are marketers by default. We have to be.
Yeah.
But we came at it as being pickup artists. Yeah. I never got into it going, I'm going to be a pickup coach. Someone came to me and went, can you be head coach of our company? It was the first company in the whole of London, England. And I was like, yeah, I'll do that on the weekends. That's something to do. That's great. Doing what I love. Guys come out and watch me anyway for free.
Yeah, if it was going to be for strictly financial gain, quite literally, I'd do something else. Right? But I love teaching cold approach pickup. It changes lives. We just did it this weekend, and we got to see the progress over 4 nights. What a change.
Fuck yeah.
What an
Fuck yeah.
absolute change.
And then the people a year later, and some of them, and the people from 2 years ago, and how they progress in life. And, you know, most of them do get married eventually. I was going to say. Right? And have kids. And then we get the wedding photos, and they come and meet us with kids. Yeah. We bumped into people with their kids going, these are because of you.
It's so good.
And meet my wife. Have a photo with my wife.
Yeah, yeah. Did you get invited to weddings at all? At some, you mean you must
we get invited, but we can't go to these weddings.
You never showed up to any?
No, they're just very far away.
When they were in the same city, we would.
Yeah, sure.
Yo, people should hit you up if you get married anytime soon. We'll go DM these guys. Maybe they're the
You've got a top hat ready, so
I was gonna say that you could fit to a wedding anyways. Just both you guys just walk in.
The wedding crashers.
It was so funny when
we have a new game plan. I like.
There you go. That's actually a good idea. I remember when Julian from RSD, if you remember,
of course,
when he got married, it was the funniest thing because everyone was betting that Owen, aka RSD Tyler, would not make it because he's notoriously late for everything. So we're like. We're all getting up, and it was like 4 hours outside of LA. So my girlfriend and I get ready. We'll drive there. Everybody's at the reception. Everything is beautiful. Starts in an hour. Where is Owen? We're calling his assistant. You know, he's like, I'm trying to get him in the car. He'll be there. And we're like, no way, he's gonna make it. Starts in 30 minutes, you know, and then I shit, you know, this is actually how it happened. Julian's soon-to-be wife, the bride, walks down the aisle with her father. Everybody's proud, you know, everybody's crying. And right behind her, I see in the distance, it was outside, over the field, you see Owen walking towards in his $20,000 Gucci suit. I shit you not. And they had a security guy there because they said, hey, folks, really be on time. You cannot come in during the ceremony. Don't disturb us, you know? So they had a security guy who made sure that nobody shows up. And I see Owen come up, and I didn't hear it because it was too far away. And I see the tall security guy, like, arguing with him. And I see Owen in his typical face, just like the face saying, I'm going to talk my way into this. That's, you know, right. He's just like, just arguing, you know, and he walks through, the guy lets him through, and Owen comes at the exact right time. He shows up. It was so fucking funny. And yeah, it was a great wedding.
Timing is everything.
Good memories.
It is. I don't know. Was he always like that, Owen? Like a little bit late?
When I first met him, he was, I believe he was 22 years old, but he looked 18. And he was wearing a bomber jacket, no personality, just straight out of school, you know, from Kingston, Ontario. And I'm really proud that he's found his voice. That's what I had a chance to say to him when I saw him down in LA.
I saw the stream you guys did together.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was. I think he's like the first guy who got you on a podcast, I think, or something like that, right?
I was jet lagged that day. Everyone says, you were so calm and collected. I couldn't barely stay up. I was repressing my yawns.
But it's so cool to, you know, you've mentored him. Now he went on to mentor a lot of people. He mentored me. Like I owe everything to this guy.
I don't know if you know this, but real social dynamics comes from the phrase I coined, social dynamics. I owned socialdynamics.com. And in the book, The Game, he took my mailing list and created realsocialdynamics.com and used my mailing list to sell a boot camp in Amsterdam a week after I had just come back. That was the issue that we had, right? Since then, we've squared away. He was, you know, a young man at the time, and they were just, you know, after the money, go out, teach some more guys, when I was just drained and I couldn't go do it. Yeah. Right? So they ran and did it. But they did it without my knowledge. Yeah. Right? But that's where real social dynamics had come from.
No shit.
Yeah. I was socialdynamics.com.
Do you still own it?
No.
Who did you sell it to? Do you remember? Or who bought it?
Oh, I just let it go defunct. Just like I used to have explorehumanity.com, which would auto-forward to venusianarts.com, which was too heady, you know, too weird of a thing to easily remember. But Explore Humanity is easy. Yeah, yeah. Right? So I would get on the talk shows, the big talk shows, and say explorehumanity.com.
Oh, interesting.
But now it's askmystery.com.
Which is kind of like more, it's easier to remember. Even.
Ask Mystery.
Yeah, yeah.
Get answers.
Yeah, fuck yeah. I remember we've been we've been WhatsApping many years ago.
Sure.
I think it was 2020 or 2019, just before the whole shit happened with COVID. I think we've been WhatsApping back and forth a little bit. And I think you and I have met before as well. I can't remember where it was,
Just
though.
brief, I think. It was,
Where, I can't remember what city. It's all just like a blur of me being on tour.
was it in Helsinki?
Or it might have been Helsinki, actually. And then I went to the Ty Lopez mastermind that was here 2 months ago. And then Ty was like, I'm going to bring up my guy who's going to talk about getting with the girls. And then it was you. And I'm like, oh, shit, it's Beckster. What are you doing? And then we had a chat outside, and I remember that. And then I randomly thought about that again. I'm like, hey, are you in Helsinki? And you're like, yeah, we're in Helsinki. We're here for 2 more days. And then we said, hey, let's come together for a
Destiny.
podcast. It's always like that.
Yeah.
It's always like that. And this the crazy thing is, like, you always meet each other. The world is such a tiny fucking place all around the world.
Especially if you're a traveler.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
You do bump into the same people and say, you're like, there
What
you
are
are
you,
again.
like randoms, like in Asia or something?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing here? You know, what makes you guys always come to Helsinki? I mean, I kind of have a guess why you like it best, but I want to hear it from you guys.
We've both had girlfriends from here, long-term girlfriends. I've had 2 long-term girlfriends from here, but I came here when I was 21.
Wow.
So a long time ago. And I didn't know what to expect. And within 3 days, I was like, I'm going to live here. Because I was so young, and I was just like, wow. And I'd been in game a couple of years by then, so I was still sort of newbie.
Yeah.
And I was just like, this is my dojo. This is my training ground. So, yeah, and then we came every year for
He convinced
Vapu.
me.
Oh,
That's
Vapu
how I
Festival,
got here.
the big festival.
Oh, the thing where it's the spring festival or
and
whatever.
they all
it is,
wear
right?
the sailor hats,
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
graduate, and then everyone's partying, all ages are partying.
Yeah.
See, that's what I like about Helsinki is that the women you'll meet here, they're not pretentious.
Yep.
And they're educated. So they're highly educated, non-pretentious, beautiful women. What's not to love?
Very true. That's why my girlfriend's from here. It's exactly
Fair.
among the many things I love about my girlfriend.
Smart and beautiful.
Smart
right?
and beautiful. And also what I personally love about her is she's not entitled at all. She wants to do everything herself. She wants to pay for herself. Independent and all.
That too.
I always have to force her for me to invite her. She legit always wants to pay, and you know, not that I need that, but it's the gesture that doesn't expect me to pay everything, even though I try to pay, and that's why I want to try.
Even
and
the
pay everything.
gesture's enough that she's a keeper.
Exactly,
Right,
exactly, and yeah, that's why I love this place too, especially in summer when the sun barely goes down.
I'm
We had
loving
a
the
student-
summer. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
We had a student here, and he was like, a girl just bought me a drink. It's the first time it's ever happened in my life. Like, buys tables and everything. And he's like, he was mind blown that a girl bought him a drink. Welcome to Finland.
Exactly. I mean, you guys must have like crazy rich clients sometimes as well, I guess. Did you ever have like billionaires or something? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went on a yacht that was like 108 meters. I flew in. He's like, bring some girls if you can. Yeah,
He told you to bring girls to his yacht.
So he's like, I need a crash course for 1 hour and bring some girls, right? And I'll pay. It was worth 33 billion. This guy.
Holy shit.
Yeah. So we got a mega yacht to his ultra yacht. I don't know what you call bigger than mega yacht. What is it? I don't know.
So you took one yacht to another yacht?
Because it couldn't harbour. So we took a mega yacht to the yacht. And then to the big yacht. And there was a pool on every level and so on. It was amazing. But so I gave him a crash course for about just over an hour. And then we partied with the girls. Some more girls came in. And he was using all the stuff on the boat. I don't know if he needed it on that boat.
I was going to say,
But
this is my boat.
He just wanted to know. He wanted to not. His thing was women use me for my money.
Yeah.
And I said, well, the first thing is we need to go out and do cold approach where they don't know you have money.
Yeah.
You know, a little bit of status is fine. But he was like, well, teach me on here and I'll use the skill set elsewhere. But yeah, no, it was amazing. It was an amazing lifestyle that he had. But
Normally, you can't bring the big yacht into the club. You can't bring the car. You can't bring the house.
He couldn't bring it into the harbour.
You need true skill set. You need cold approach pickup.
But the yacht doesn't get the girl. I've been on many a yacht. But you know, outside in the middle of Puerto Banús in Malaga. I've been there with the yacht, and you're like, hey, come on, it doesn't help that much.
It can overqualify.
Yeah.
You could be overqualify and make them feel discomfort for having a different lifestyle that they're not, privy to.
Yeah.
Or they feel discomfort that, okay, this guy does this all the,
me, yeah.
My game is not money game.
Yeah.
My game is personality game. That's how I win the hearts of women.
PHVs, IVDs.
Do you because your style is very personal, both for both of you guys. When you're teaching your clients, how do you find out what their style is?
I watch them.
Night
one is watching them do at least 3 sets each. In 3 sets, I can see a pattern, right? And I can see their sticking points, and I can help them for the next 3 sets then.
Interesting.
That's how we do it. We just watch what we're dealing with, see them actually approach women, and see how long their sets or groups of people can interact with. How long they can interact with them. If they go 15 minutes, that's a good set. 20 minutes, even better. 25 minutes to getting contact. But if you're trying to get a phone number in 3 minutes from a girl, that's just amateur hour.
It's not going to stick.
There's no investment in from her.
Yeah.
So 25 to 40 minutes is a typical good pickup. If not 2 hours by instant dating them.
Yeah.
That's even better. I enjoy the company of women. So let's go hang out with them for the night.
Yeah.
Some guys just get the number and then use that as an excuse to leave.
Yeah.
She gives you a number and you'll leave faster.
Take the small win,
right?
Get out.
What we like to do.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
With both hands,
What we like to do, this is Beckster's idea. It's called double opt-in. 10 minutes into set, maybe a little prematurely, but what we'll do is a soft close by saying the quote, "Are you Instagram friendly? Are you Instagram friendly?" So simple to say. And you get the soft close. Then another 15 minutes in, so you're now 25 minutes in. How foolish of me. I should get you on my WhatsApp. I'm data overwhelmed on Instagram. See how smoothly that just comes out? It's a sound bite. It's memorized.
Yeah.
So I have both number closes memorized.
Yeah.
Ready to go for when I need it. I think if a pickup artist knew what he was going to say before he would say it, if he knew his gambits, his game pieces, he'd be much less threatened by compromising her comfort accidentally by saying the wrong thing. He's going to not feel any of that stress because he knows that his gambits are working.
Yeah.
You got to fill the timeline with something.
Yeah.
There is a slightly advanced bit to it as well, where you go, the roll-off, the power in the keynote is the roll-off, but power in the set is the roll-off. Willingness to walk away is quite powerful because you think she's going to lose you. So you give her that illusion for a minute. So you can go away for 5 minutes and open another set. You're a social guy. And then come back and say, how rude of me. Before I go, I should have got your WhatsApp. Are you WhatsApp friendly? So you've demonstrated 5 minutes of walking away without ever asking for her number. And she'll really feel that.
Yeah.
And so you'll go back and you're doing it as if, oh, I trust you now. Oh, so sorry. I trust you now.
Yeah.
So it's like, I trust you with my number, not the other way around.
Yeah.
One of our students, in fact, demonstrated that.
Yes.
Right? He came out and talked to us, and I said, did you get her contact info? And he goes, no, I didn't do it. Well, go back in.
Yeah.
Capture, recapture. You just say those words, and her phone just flew out of her pocket. She was so pleased to do it.
I mean, I feel like especially the bar has become so low now, but, we talked about this earlier as well, that this guy's becoming more and more awkward since 2020, especially. The bar has become so low for the girl to just meet a guy that is normal. Like, I feel like a lot of guys, they always wanted to be special, or they wanted the girl to be all over them, because that's in our male brain what it looks like that a girl is interested.
Eye contact from a distance.
Yeah. That's all that
I'm getting the eye contact.
That's all that's needed.
We just open the set. The first time there's eye contact is when we're talking to them. They turn to face us.
Yeah.
There's no need to have eye
approach.
contact from a distance, and if you don't get it, you don't open.
Yeah.
Besides, we're not going after girls all by themselves. Women of beauty are in groups. So you're going to have to engage in the entire group. What are you going to do? Eye contact every person in there before you enter? Or that one special girl? Don't worry about eye contact. Just open the set.
Yeah.
First set on the left.
Why always the first on the left?
Because then they're worrying about getting a drink and doing this. If you just go in, first set on the left,
Build your
you're in.
base.
There's no analysis paralysis.
Yeah, love it.
Or on the right. That's okay.
Yeah, on the right. If the left is taken by your wingman, that's it. You go on the right, and then you introduce the girls.
Yeah.
Hey, my friend's over there. I've just come over to say, is it better to be wanted or needed by somebody?
I mean, I remember when the early days when I first started going out with my wingman back in days, we had these like signs. What, like when you touch your right ear, you like the girl on the right. When you touch your left ear, you like the girl on the left. So sometimes I would stand on the left, but I would like the girl on the right. So I would like talk to my friend anyways, blah, 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 touch him. And he would like awkwardly like, let me stand over here.
Do you know how we do it?
How do you do it?
ESP.
What's that?
Literally extrasensory perception.
Oh.
We read each other's minds.
No
I
shit.
just know my friend well enough to know who his target's likely to be. Things of that nature. I can read the situation. And remember, we're doing different gambits. We're not using the same gambits because we're in the same set.
Yeah.
Right? Ultimately, the dream is for you to get a girlfriend, I get a girlfriend, and our friends like each other too, so we can all travel together.
Which we've done
a few
times.
We've done that.
Have you ever met a girl or girls in a city and then we're like, hey, my next stop is XYZ other city, come with me?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sir.
How
Yes,
long
sir.
have you spontaneously traveled with a girl? How many weeks and cities?
One was 15 cities.
Damn.
Right? We did 15 city tour
With the girl.
with the girl
That you met in a club.
Well, with the
that
girls.
I met here in Helsinki.
No
with
shit.
the girls.
Yeah.
With
Exactly.
both. So they were friends. They liked each other.
They
That's
made
right.
friends through us because...
And-
on the same night out, actually. I was with a girl at the time.
Yeah.
And we went to a club. You might want to talk about the set or not. And then, like, Mystery was gaming the girl, and he had to deal with all the interrupts of her friends trying to drag her away in a posh club.
Yeah.
And so then I came in, tried to do a bit, and my girl was disarming the obstacles as well. And then you had more time. There was so much detail to it. It was a long night.
It was a working man's set.
But
Yeah.
eventually all four of us went back to the apartment together, and
right.
then that started a long relationship with you and that girl, and traveling to 15 cities. And then she did bounce to this next city we were on bootcamp tour.
Yeah,
she
to
bounced
Lisbon.
to a few bootcamp tours with us
That's
straight
right.
off the bat.
So what you're having to do, let's say you live in a small town and there are no options for girls. There are no available girls. You go to the bar and it's a shit bar. And that's all there is in the small town. Son, you're going to have to leave the small town.
Yeah.
You don't
Get
have to
out.
go forever. You don't have to move. Just go to the big city for a long weekend, 4 nights in a row, meet a girl and convince her not to have sex with you, but rather to travel with you. Invite her to the small town.
Yeah.
If she likes you, she'll be titillated by the option.
Yeah.
And she'll come. That's the
Instant girlfriend.
you're creating an instant girlfriend. If she's living with you in a new city, odds are, especially if she falls for you and loves you, she'll give her body to you. You're living together. You get you get to be girlfriend, boyfriend by the 3rd night.
Yeah.
I know it's a little early, but that's kind of how I do it. If you're going to supernova explode, bring the relationship to, the word climax came to mind. Bring it to a climax, These are about peak experiences after all.
If you look at things like, Disney movies, old school Disney movies, like it's always the princess that gets swooped off her feet by the prince. This spontaneous, beautiful adventure that the girl gets on. And this is very much a classic female fantasy of like, I want to meet a guy that is fucking cool, that is not creepy or weird. It doesn't need to be ultra rich or ultra perfect. Just someone that gives me an adventure in my boring, bland life. I mean, the crazy thing, one thing that really blew my mind when I started with, going out and all that was like, I always thought, damn, the life of a pretty girl must be amazing. And then the more pretty girls I dated and get to know, I realized that it's boring. They go to university, they're constantly frustrated by the average dude. The guys that are too fast, they want things too fast or too slow. They never make a move on them. They're so frustrated by so many guys, and then in comes a guy that is just cool, that is a regular person, and then says, hey, I'm actually doing this. Come join me. Instead of just like a boring date, he says, whatever, I gotta go pick up my books from the library. Come join me.
Because he's interesting. He's got passions. He's got things to do. He's a busy man.
Yeah.
He's demonstrating higher value.
My worry of it, though, is it's a never cry wolf syndrome. She says no so many times to the average man that when the right man comes along, she accidentally says no to that too. And she prices herself out of the game. Long enough and you're out.
That's a good one, actually.
She has no children then.
Yep.
Like she's weeded herself out of existence.
Yep. I feel that too. This because I'm 34 now, which feels really old for me, but you guys said it's super young, But I feel like, for us men, we don't have that biological clock as much. We have it too.
I still don't feel it.
There you go. We have it a little bit maybe, but for girls, it's like 25, 26, 27. I need to go
5 years to us.
Yeah, we like dog years for us, and
dirty
like
dog years.
I've also noticed like a lot of girls, they become really, really frustrated at a certain age and really almost scared. They're like, okay, I'm 29 now, still haven't found a guy. What is wrong with me?
And then they go direct on you because they want to settle down, and you feel that. You feel the discomfort that the girls feel.
Yeah.
You're like, oh.
It makes you really awkward. Like, what is going on? Like, also because we're not used to be, at least I'm not used to being hit on at all.
What does she
what's
want
going
out
on?
of me?
Hey, where's the camera? What's going on? It's very, very strange. And again, like it all comes back to like, I think instead of shunning it and saying, don't talk to girls and all that shit, I think we got to understand, men got to understand the reality of a woman. Women should understand the reality of a man as well. Because I remember my now girlfriend, I've been together with her for 8 years. I met her when it was 2016, 17. And she's going to hate me because I get the date wrong all the time. Either 2016 or 17. And she's like, what do you do? And I'm like, oh, I'm a dating coach. And at that point, I had made my first million already, but she was like, dating coach? Nobody pays for that. He's this poor fella. He's so broke. And then she told me many years later, she told her parents like, oh, I have this boyfriend now. And they're like, what does he do? And she's like, he's a dating coach. And they're like, oh no, we're so sorry. He probably has no money. And because in her reality as a pretty girl, nobody would ever pay for dating advice.
Yeah.
Because she's like, what do you mean dating advice?
Just go and talk to someone.
Yeah, you just stand there and everybody talks to you because she's a pretty girl.
I would say that we don't teach dating advice. We teach cold approach pickup as a skill set. You develop it, and then just like Neil Strauss, if you recall his growth, in the first 6 months of learning game, he had no girls. So he had sticking points in his game. He was losing his potential next girlfriend in every set he was approaching, but he was learning. And in the next 6 months, he had 70 girls. So he was more focused on the skill set than he was on any one particular girl. And that's what we're teaching, is a skill set. There's something to learn here, right? It's gambit-centered game.
Yeah.
If you get good at your gambits, your individual game pieces that fill the timeline from meeting her to beginning a sexual relationship, if you can fill that timeline with, what's the word I'm looking for?
Gambits.
Yeah. You're filling
time pieces.
You're filling that and creating consistency. Proficiency is the word I was looking for. Why didn't you read my mind?
I thought you guys were doing
It's the headphones.
That's
the EMFs are interfering.
Yeah, if you can become proficient, not at picking up, but proficient at opening.
Yeah.
Proficient at demonstrating higher value. Proficient at qualifying the girl, asking, leading questions that get her to invest. And finally, building comfort with her with comfort-building gambits. If you get technically proficient at these things, well, you're going to pick up girls with proficiency.
Yeah.
Right? So there's something to get good at, and that's what we teach. We teach gambits that are, I guess, what Owen Cook would call chick crack. You get really good reactions.
Yeah.
And I would say, the number one commonality amongst all the pickup artists that I've met who are worth something in field, that are good, that have women in their lives, clearly, they all have a laugh track. Having a laugh track in your pickup is a sign that it's going well, right? If you don't have a laugh track in your set, reconsider changing your whole game. It's a game changer to make it, laughter from meeting her all the way to the bedroom.
It's like lube in your game. You can maneuver where you want with humor, right? And get out of tricky situations. Cheeky chappy.
But it's a lot funnier than most people think. We're not seducing, we're attracting.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the most
Attracting is like comedy. Seducing is something she's good at. Let her do that.
Yeah.
If you have attraction, mutual attraction, and mutual comfort, she'll seduce you.
Yeah.
Or at least it'll be a mutual seduction.
Yeah.
That's how it should be.
Yeah.
Fair?
Structure, material, delivery. They're all be in love with the phases. You got to be in love with all them stages. So if you have the structure, your tree trunk, and then you got your material, the branches, right?
Yeah.
And your delivery is just basically homing that now.
The leaves.
Yeah.
And you create a
Just
tree,
like a
Beautiful
tree,
tree.
of life.
Yeah. Roses.
Arbor seductionis or something. I don't know
there
what
you
the
go.
Very
Latin
nice
word
metaphor.
is.
And what about watering this tree? What?
Well, where
That's
does
going in field.
Where does
That's
the
it.
water come from? The funniest thing is like you guys are basically not only masters of seducing or attracting, like you said, girls, but you're also attracting shitloads of clients. I mean, you guys are literally booked out nonstop. So what is the business side of things? Where's the parallels between what you teach, quote unquote, in the field, but then also the parallels to your business? How do you attract clients?
I'll front this question. At first, you'll have your say as well, I'm sure. A lot of men have taken my M3 model and applied it to business. When you're doing sales, you have to open the client. You have to demonstrate higher value. You have to not be needy as well. So that has to be demonstrated. And we use negs, right? These are indicators of disinterest. To balance the value. The value has to be equal or a little bit higher. That's it. If you come in too high, you blow yourself out. You come in too low, she blows you out, or the group blows you out. You have to come in equal or just a little bit higher perceived value, right? She'll respect you more if she perceives you have value. An example of that would be the higher up in a building you are, the more perceived value you have.
Yeah.
If you pick a girl up in a rooftop patio, on a rooftop patio, she's going to, on the open, presume you have more value than if she were to meet you in the basement of a seedy little bar, right? Perception is very important. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, how's that a parallel with the business?
Well, people have applied the structure of opening, demonstrating higher value, qualifying, and building comfort with them, rapport, to business. I think it applies pretty directly to business. I'm not sure if we do that.
Well, we
not consciously,
for
but
example,
I think it's there.
Opening sets, work in the club, that's networking. That's super networking.
Yeah.
So you're merging people together.
Yeah.
It's just business. Like we could network a whole room out very easily.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be a nightclub.
Yeah.
And then people will see you as the life of the guy who's organised it. Did this guy organise it? I've met him through this person.
Yeah.
So if you walk into a club or a networking environment, if you see everyone as a red dot, and as you talk to them, they turn to a green dot.
Yeah, I love that.
And then there's that last little red dot that thinks is special in the corner, and it just turns out that they're weird by not talking to you because you know everyone.
Yeah.
You can be like, I'm just here with my friends. Everyone's waving.
Yeah. What's the most controversial piece of business advice you guys can give?
In what way? Can you be more
How
specific?
about useful?
Yeah, we can do useful.
Rather
Like,
than controversial. Hold on,
What-
I gotta fix these.
yeah, go ahead and fix it.
Only one with long hair.
You mean what gets us in trouble or something? We don't get in trouble.
Either that, or what piece of business advice that has made you the most money so far?
Oh, that's a hard one.
Well, mine is just a global idea. Be a go-giver, not a go-getter.
Ooh.
If you're trying to be a go-getter, you can't offer a service. I'm a go-giver. Well, we'll get something back in return, a fair share, right? Equal value exchange. But I'm more concerned with what I can offer and how I can raise the value of that offering.
Yeah.
That's my concern.
Over deliver, not under deliver.
That's exactly it.
So, for example, we went 14 hours over what we were meant to do in these 4 days. Yeah, so that's pretty hardcore. Like, they went through the ringer.
That's sick. You know, it's funny because just to get back to that idea of full circle, that's exactly one of the biggest lessons I've learned from Owen Cook, him having been mentored by you and him mentoring me. I'll never forget that it was Vegas Summit, and Summit is like where all the RSD instructors come together with all our biggest clients. And then we had like an instructor panel, which meant all of us RSD instructors were up on stage, and someone would ask us a question from the crowd, and then we would all answer the same question. And then this one guy is like, what's I think he's like, why do you love being an RSD instructor? Or what's your purpose of being an RSD instructor? We all gave our answers, and it was all like, well, I like the girls and the traveling, best shit ever, doesn't feel like a job. Exactly. Take. And we were like, it was all cool, we were funny, people laughed, it was cool. And then later on, we all got together at dinner, and Owen said, hey guys, just want to talk to you about something. I didn't like your answers. The only viable answer you should give in that situation is, I like it because I get to serve. Mm-hmm. I get to serve people, and that's exactly what you guys said. It's over-delivering and be a go-giver.
If I'm going to be selfish about it, I get to see the change work. You know?
That's a good one.
From day one, where they can barely open sets, they don't hook. The sets literally deny them entry, right? They don't open. To the fourth night, when they're doing set after set after set, 20-minute long sets with closes at the end, interest for sure, you know? What a big difference. That's the change work that pleases me.
Yeah.
You know?
And it sounds so corny because people are going to hear this and they're like, oh yeah, he's making millions, but it's fucking true. Mm-hmm. It's like, I don't know, like money is beautiful. Like I literally teach how to make money. But at the same time, like you won't remember the one $10,000 I made. You'll remember, I remember that guy.
Yeah.
And how he looked like before and how he looked like after. And I remember what he does now because of what he learned back then. Mm-hmm. That is, it hits you differently. Like as a human being, I think it hits your, like some sort of archaic need within us of being a positive influence on something or something like that. And I think that's pretty fucking cool. Apart from Helsinki, if we can talk about the secrets, what are the best cities that you guys prefer?
We've been asked this before. My number one, which I won't be going to anytime soon, Moscow.
Ooh.
The women of Moscow were of particular beauty. You take any one of them and put them into a Hollywood movie, and they look like they belong. You know, they're Hollywood hot.
Yeah. It comes with its own type of.
Yes.
The structure's a structure, the material is a material, but the delivery could be changed a little bit city to city, and you have to deal with language barriers. Yeah, but we dealt with that. You know, there's Google Translate. There's
for the win.
Now.
Yeah,
there's magic.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't have that.
All language barriers.
Yeah, but there's props. There's loads of things you can do.
Yeah.
So the next probably Ukraine,
Kiev, and
Odessa.
Yeah. In fact, Kiev was ranked by me as having the best rooftop patio bar.
Ooh.
And
which one? I lived in Kiev.
I forget the name now.
Shit. Okay.
I forget the name, but it was downtown. It was in a mall.
Krashatik, probably somewhere there. Yeah.
And it was just the best place.
It was above the main shopping center.
Damaged.
Yeah, the Zoom, I think was the main. Or you mean Gulliver? One of those two. Those are
no, not Gulliver. The other one on the main street.
TS.
Well, either way,
something
not to be a downer, but it's no longer there.
Yeah, it got hit by rocket.
It got hit by rockets. Yeah.
You know, I lived in Kiev before with my entire team and all that, and funny enough, here's the crazy thing. We were there. I had 2 offices there, my entire team there, and the West was freaking out way before the Ukrainians were freaking out about this whole Russia thing. Mm-hmm. Like my parents called me, like, gotta get out of there, and I had literally contacts to the military. My assistant's uncle was, I don't know, some lieutenant or something like that. And they're like, no, it's all chill. Like, no way there's gonna anything happen. I did still tell my team though, I'm like, hey, I know some of you are scared. If you don't want to be here, get out. I already said that in December before the invasion. Because I'm like, well, you guys can work online. Like,
we got out 6 weeks before it hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That was too close for comfort for me.
very close. And and a lot of my staff left, but some wanted to stay. Some had girlfriends there and stuff like that. And then I was there too, because I'm like, I'm not going to leave the ship. If there's still staff there that wants to stay there, I'm going to stay there. And then there was really, really good weather. It was snowing in my hometown in Austria. And all I do all winter is I always check the weather, and the moment it's snow, I fly to my hometown for 3-4 days and I go snowboarding because I want to catch the powder snow and all that. So I'm like, oh, cool, there's great snow. Well, let's fly over there real quick for 4 days and then just come back. So I fly over there. I take one t-shirt, one pair of pants with me. And on the third day, I wake up to 100-something WhatsApp messages. That's where the invasion happened. And I open up the first link and I see my apartment in the news with like some helicopter flying around it. And then I still had all my stuff there. It was absolutely fucking crazy. And then later on, one of my friends drove a truck there to get all his stuff out, and he took some of my stuff too. And then a couple days later, the building with my apartment got hit by a drone.
Yep. Sure.
Absolutely crazy. Absolutely crazy. And the funny thing is, you gotta give props to the Ukrainian people. I'm still friends with a lot of them, and I see on their stories, they don't care.
Yeah, they're still
partying, they're going
still
out.
there, yeah. Students we've had are still there.
Crazy.
They live there.
Fucking
Like,
crazy.
They're not originally from there, but
they're not even
like,
originally
why
from
would
there.
we leave?
Yeah.
There's less tourists.
Fucking crazy.
We're living in such times that you need to compartmentalize. You need to separate war from love, right? And our focus is on love.
Yeah.
Right? So we're not focused on the war. We're focused on what happens when the soldier gets back from war. Does he have a girl to greet him? You know those videos that you see of the soldier coming home?
Ah, those are always so nice.
Right? Aren't they so chilling, and you feel grateful to have those moments?
Yeah.
Well, what about those guys that get back from the airport and they got no one to greet them? Well, they have to do the work still.
Yeah.
So we're teaching, anyone who wants to learn cold approach pickup, how to do it properly so you can have love in your life.
Yeah.
Again, if a woman loves you, she'll give her body to you. So it's not just about trying to get sex, but building what I would call companionship.
Yeah.
Having a companion in your life, I think it turns hell into heaven. I remember being in Mexico City, not Mexico City, forgive me, in Mexico, in Tulum. Beautiful place, but I didn't have a girl with me, and it wasn't conducive to pickup. At least it was it's a small town. It was off season.
We went there to get away from the COVID situation.
That's right. I got out of the States. That direction rather than Canada with the 2-week quarantine.
Which was way worse. Canada was crazy.
Yeah, 2-week quarantine.
Yeah.
So I went down to Mexico, but it was like hell because I'm in heaven, except I'm alone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I noticed. The coolest thing to do in the world is to take a girl you like, be it your girlfriend or someone that you just met, and you travel with her somewhere.
Exactly.
For a week in a nice location. You go to restaurants every day. You cuddle together. You watch movies. You go to the beach. Shared activities. I don't know why. It's again probably something archaic within our DNA that is like, you're doing the right thing, buddy. And again, like, I was so fucking shy in my early 20s. That was such a far away reality for me. No way.
If I go back in time to when I was, say, 21, I lost my virginity at 21.
Oh, wow.
So if you go back in time and say, I'm going to live the life that I've lived, I wouldn't see how it was feasible.
Yeah.
But somehow it's building upon previous nights where your skill set gets developed. It takes about 6 months to become proficient at pickup, to be proficient at the phases so that you can have consistency in your pickups.
Yeah.
Right? Neil Strauss style.
Yeah.
That takes time. Takes a good 6 months.
Yeah, I think pickup at the start it goes like this, doesn't it? You learn pretty quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then to get that little bit better could take 6 months. That little bit
The
better,
increments
1 year.
the increments.
But you're still surpassing millions of people's skill sets.
On the way
You're
there,
right.
yeah.
Hey, real quick, I know you're enjoying the podcast with Mystery and Beckster, but a couple months ago I stumbled across a weird trick that Mr. Beast has been using to instantly go viral. I've used this trick to not only go viral on a lot of my Instagram Reels, TikToks, and YouTube Shorts, but it also helped me to grow my Instagram to over 200,000 followers. I've summarized all the epic lessons that I've learned from that weird trick, and I put them in a free secret video that you can watch over on my website. I'm gonna put a link down in the description below. I'm not sharing this video anywhere else. This is the first time I'm actually quote unquote talking about it publicly. So definitely check out the link in the description. You can open it in a new tab and then watch it right after the podcast. Let's go back.
Did you guys ever, here's the funny thing is like almost everybody that I met that is really good at game used to really suck at it, because I always feel like the guys that were decent before, maybe they didn't have the pain enough to really want to master it. They're like, I got some girls before that. Did you guys
It's
have
like the jock theory. The jock is still the jock in his mind.
What's a
Like,
jock?
At school, he was popular.
Oh,
so I never needed to learn a skill
exactly.
set.
I think it's that.
But he's stuck in that era where the people that had it hard, who were virgins and so on, we had to plow through it all.
right. We had to-
Adversity and so on. And
You don't seem like you
mental
seem like
resilience.
You
We
seem
had
like
to
you've
build
always
personality.
Exactly. We had to do it, but you seem like you've always been super extroverted. How was it with you?
No, I was quite shy at school.
shit.
What is it when you at the end of school you get the book? What's
the
that?
yearbook or whatever.
The yearbook, and someone wrote who didn't obviously know me at all that much, but it's accurate to what people would see. The majority of people would see is. Nice lad, kind of shy, likes computers. I'm like, that's not. I mean, it is a bit.
Did you like
It was
computers?
me, but why'd you write it?
Yo,
Why do you got to call it out like it is?
yeah.
Did you get a yearbook? What did it write for you?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't have anyone write in my yearbook. That's how antisocial I was
all right.
in high school. Yeah.
Yeah, I remember for me it was because I'm in a small village. I was always the guy who would find out last minute that everybody's going to barbecue at the lake. And I'm like, I was so dumb, so naive that I'm like, oh, they must have forgotten to invite me. You know? So
No, they didn't invite
they didn't,
you.
and I would always show up, and then people like, fuck, who invited Max? God damn it! and here's what I did though: I would show up with a ghetto blaster and metal. I would be like, time to party, guys. And I would put on like Metallica and everybody's like, turn it off. And I'm like, fuck you. That's how I was. I was like the confrontational weirdo.
Yeah.
Not the shy weirdo. I was like the awkward confrontational weirdo.
That's like. Is that like? Have you seen Heathers?
No.
With it
Christian
reminds
Slater.
Is that a
Christian
movie?
Slater, he's like that. He goes to a new school and he's like, but he's confrontational, but he's trying to keep to himself. But things happen where he's like, I'm not standing for that. I'm going to protect that girl.
Yeah. I wasn't like that, but in a similar way,
Yeah.
differently. For me, I don't know. For me, it was always like the fact that I was into music and fantasy movies and books, like The Lord of the Rings.
Same.
Before The Lord of the Rings was cool.
Yeah, same.
Like my mom gave it to read to me before the movie came out.
Same.
And and that's what it made me feel so separate from everybody else, because they were all into hip hop and pop music and whatever cool thing like skiing and I was just like, I like The Simpsons and Lord of the Rings, and that really made me feel like something is wrong with me. And then I remember when I started going out and girls would ask me, what kind of music are you into? I was so hurt, so traumatized that I would make up, oh, I like David Guetta and like all these like popular artists, because
You're a yes man to what they like.
exactly. And then for the first time, I had a girl that was really into me, and we were like leaving the club, and she's like, by the way, what music you like? And I was like, I like metal. Like almost like, oh, where is she going to run away?
Try and duck.
Yeah. And she's like, really? That's so cool. And I'm like, fuck yeah, I've reached the level where I can be honest.
Be
about
truthful with her. Yeah.
Well, it's funny you mentioned Lord of the Rings, actually. When I moved to Finland,
Yeah.
I was just a mattress, right? and another dude in another mattress over here. And then my friend in another room in another mattress. And we didn't have much. You know, it's like the old studio. This is a guy's apartment if he didn't have girls come round with one lamp on the floor.
Yeah, and the TV was like an N64.
Nothing. Then there's no internet then. It was like 2001 or something. So by day, I was reading Lord of the Rings. I read that book in like a week.
I got Narsil, the Aragorn's.
Oh, yeah. That's right. Yes, I remember.
exactly where he drops it.
Yeah. But yeah, by day reading Lord of the Rings, by night going out gaming. Until I got cool. And then 9 months later, well, within 3 months, I got a nice, lovely, amazing girlfriend. And then within 9 months, we left for England and we lived together for 4 years.
Oh, wow.
So that's how that went.
Does she like the Lord of the Rings too?
She did at the time.
Good.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. It's almost our mission to make more hot girls convert over to nerdy stuff.
Yeah.
You know what helped?
If you're passionate about it, they will be.
Yeah. 100%.
What helped me when I was young, I think I was maybe 13 years old, I read The Hobbit out loud to myself.
Oh, wow.
And I actually indulged. I started reading it, so I had to finish it. I read the whole thing over several days, and when I was done, I could read out loud really smoothly.
Oh,
it
no
only
shit.
took one book, and I read The Hobbit out loud to myself.
Did you do it with different voices
Yeah,
for
I
each
was
character?
thinking-
Yeah,
No, I didn't. I just read it out. Why? Because I remember having to read a piece of paper, in class and wasn't good at it. Some people read poorly. Now I read like I'm an announcer.
Fuck yeah.
And it was The Hobbit that helped me.
Who's your favorite Hobbit character?
Bilbo.
Yeah, okay, that was kind of obvious question because he goes on the adventure.
That's right.
I would almost say Gandalf
Yeah,
because he
I like
makes
him
him
as well.
Of
Yeah.
course, of
You
course.
are like
I was gonna
Gandalf.
say you're like
I am
Gandalf. You're
like
the
Gandalf,
magician,
that's
man.
right.
Well, you're literally
I'm growing it out
real
slowly.
life Gandalf. Think
That's
about
right.
it. You
I'm a wizard.
You're randomly showing up at people's store. I mean, more or less randomly. You're taking them out on an adventure.
That's
they
right.
say they can't do it. You tell them they have a side within them that can do it. You push them to do things. Then they go to the mountain and
Modern myth.
they
And they
slay
come
the
back
dragon.
heroes.
They slay the dragon.
right.
They come home with a bunch of experience and gold and what's the
And a girlfriend.
And a girlfriend. Exactly.
They all got a girlfriend at the end.
I was gonna say, did Bill get it? No, he never got a girlfriend. What the hell? He got a ring girlfriend. He got a.
He did get a ring.
He did. That's right. He did get a ring without the girl attached to it.
He got Gollum.
Got to put a ring on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he got to go to the land with where all the elves go at the end.
Yeah, but he didn't get any elf.
I'm sure there's elves there.
the
all
land of
plenty.
the land of hotties.
They left
forest
that
of
part
hotties.
out
He's
of the
kind
book.
of private, you know.
I was gonna say.
That's why he didn't want anyone in his hobbit hole. Maybe he did want them in his hobbit hole.
All right, let's return this conversation to what interests people the most, and I think that's cold approach pickup.
I don't know, we're going
true.
to get a lot of Lord of the Rings fans.
That's
Yeah,
right.
yeah, we're gonna
That's
convert
right.
him on here. You guys had you said you had a couple questions you wanted to sprinkle in about pickup. Was that right?
Yeah,
You still
but
remember?
let's it will come naturally.
All right, I'm really worried. What's
no.
coming?
There's nothing-
Don't
there's
worry,
nothing.
like coming up. Okay, you can sprinkle them in whenever. What I actually wanted to ask is so we've talked a lot about cold approach pickup and how that evolved. Has your magic game as part of cold approach pickup evolved as well? Are you like a way better magician now than
Yeah,
20 years ago?
I am. I am
Yeah,
a
you're
way
still
better
practicing.
magician. I'm still practicing, still
practicing.
adding new effects. Each effect is like a gambit.
Yeah.
But interestingly, you can replace a magical gambit with a story gambit and get the same results.
Yeah.
Right? And the result should be laughter, delight. That's what I'm looking for. Delight and fascination. Those are the two main emotions I want them to feel. And when I open a group. And when I convey that I'm in fascination, that I'm fascinated about a topic of discussion, they'll feel it too.
Yeah.
That's how I do it, through osmosis.
I was going to ask, so I guess you have students coming to you and they say, can you teach me magic?
I teach them one piece.
Okay.
Yeah, I think everyone should learn one piece of magic.
yeah?
Well,
Okay.
one day you're going to be a granddad and you want to show magic to your grandchildren.
point.
To be good, you're going to have to start now.
Damn it. Really?
Yeah.
It takes that long?
Oh,
I can't
yeah.
just learn a thing in a
Sleight of
day?
hand is not taught or learned in a day. You know, it takes you a good 6 months of practice in front of people to get smooth.
And to
I
do
had no
magic,
idea.
it's not just one thing. You're putting loads of different things together.
Can we show a video clip? You know that
The one you sent me about the girls freaking out about
that was just
so
recent.
good.
That was my last set.
Yeah, can I airdrop you something or something like that and you show it on the screen? That would be so cool.
So you got the video from the girls' perspective that they sent us.
yeah.
And we've got the video that I took from my
your
I got
perspective.
two videos here. This one,
That's right.
That's it.
that one, the girls are freaking out.
that's
They're
right.
like,
Great
no way. So can I airdrop this to you or something?
And that was
Hell
yesterday.
yeah. Let's do it.
That was after boot camp.
That's right.
Yeah, you can see if you can.
Put it on here.
There's a what is it called? The Chromecast. Or should I order or should I WhatsApp send it over to you or something like? Which do you like better? I'll send it over to you. I'm so bad with technology. It was so funny because I speak a little bit of Finnish, obviously with my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And the girls are like swearing and like, no fucking way. So good. And
Did you learn?
Yeah,
there's Finnish swearing.
Like you've been here 8 years, 6 years?
Yeah. Not necessarily here, but with my girlfriend. And I didn't learn anything apart from a couple
Okay, because I had a 3-year relationship with the Finn.
Did you learn anything?
And all I learned was a couple swear words.
Same.
I could-
Exactly the
That's all I
same. Because I was like, I'm not. Yeah, I heard you speaking them, and I'm like, I'm not even going to try. That was my idea. Because I'm like, it's the second most difficult language in the world. My girlfriend speaks perfect English. I established pretty early on that our kids are gonna grow up trilingually, so they hear us speaking English together. I'll teach them German, she'll teach them Finnish. So I'm like, nah, I don't.
That's another nice thing about
It's
Finland.
like the third hardest language. Isn't it?
Yeah, a nice thing about Finland is everyone speaks English. I'm very grateful that
Very
they take the time
Very true.
to be polite to the foreigners who come to visit, because there's not so many of us.
Yeah.
They're nice.
Yeah.
You know, they're nice to everyone. They speak English. They indulge in breaking their Finnish conversation and turning it to English in order to include you.
That is
they're very
so
polite
nice.
here.
I felt the same. Like so many times they're like, "Oh, let's speak in English because the other guy is here," and I'm like, "You don't need to know," but it's so nice.
Yeah.
And that's because to bring it full circle about the different cultures, different places. For example, they would not do that in Ukraine or Russia. Also, because their English is just not good.
That's right. They don't focus on English because they're very good at their own language. They don't need to learn English.
Yeah,
that's what I learned in Moscow. I grew up thinking that people were trying to escape Russia and come to America.
Yeah.
No, they are not interested.
Yeah.
They're happy where they are. It's a rich city. You know, Moscow is great, is grander than I anticipated when I saw it. So, you know, you have to respect it. It's kind of makes you feel the word awe. Awful, not awful,
but full of awe.
Full of awe.
Yeah.
You know, at the architectural build of that city, it's quite impressive.
I find that
Give you
Finns do speak Finnish only when they're discussing what guy they want. So you don't understand.
and you hear
normally
it.
the girls go to the toilet, don't they?
Yeah,
But they
yeah.
don't need to. Or if they have to swear, they speak Finnish.
And you speak it fluently?
No. Like,
Okay, all right.
No, but
enough
enough that they won't speak Finnish to hide.
I know
from
all
you.
the key sentences and words and so on. I can speak.
Okay, before we press play on this one,
Do we have sound for it as well?
that would be good.
Yeah.
Before we press play on it, this was a 3-set inside of a convenience store that one of my students, this was after boot camp, we were just hanging out. He went in, worked the set for about 5 minutes. Then second student comes in to wing him, works another 5 minutes. They come outside and it looked like it was getting a little stale. So I thought I'd come in as the third, because there were 3 girls, 3 guys is not overbalanced,
Yeah.
right? And I came in and just performed some magic. I had my girl with me at the time
This
too.
is not boot camp. This is 3 days later, and I was like, "We're gonna
Wow.
go for coffee. Want to join, guys?
Wow.
Whoever's still here?" And they were like, "Yeah." So
All
2 of
delivering.
them came, and we were like, "It's always on." And that they're hanging out. These girls are just hanging out, getting some drinks in a convenience store.
What time was that? It looks really late.
It's like 9 p.m. or 10 p.m.
Way past my bedtime.
Yeah.
And I'm introducing some magic into the set.
Yeah,
Check
okay.
this out.
Let's play it. Let's have a look. Can we get the audio? Where's the audio?
That's just our audio, I think.
Yeah. Can we get the audio of the video?
No, we don't hear him. That's the real.
We could put it in after.
Yeah. We'll put it in after. Here, I'll play it on the phone here. Let's put it that way. And then we're just going to
Sync it.
Yeah, we got to sync it on the thing. Okay, we'll play one more time here.
Start from the top, yeah.
That was from the top. Or you mean here on the phone?
Both,
On the-
both. Yeah.
Oh, from the top. Okay. Well, I'll do 1, 2, 3, and then at 4 we do it. Okay. 1, 2, 3, boom.
Okay.
The face is so good.
There you go. That's good enough.
Okay, I have two questions. Number one, does she actually feel the weight when you drop nothing on the hand?
You'll have to ask her.
I mean
We got to follow up. Now, interestingly, this was one of the sets that escaped without getting contact exchange. So one of the students was then talked to, and we said, well, go back.
yeah.
So he went back and
Nice.
said, how foolish of me. I should have gotten your Instagram. So he has her Instagram.
Sick.
You know, they were very pleased to give it.
How do you, I mean, in an event like this, because I know this as someone who taught this as well, you come in and you almost swoop the girls off their feet, but essentially you don't want the attention to be drawn away too much from your students.
Yeah, well, it was their set. That's why you see me rolling off.
I was going to say, so you then go away. Do you just be like, anyways, guys, see you later? Or how do you move away so the tension?
Well, you try and sneak out a bit, or
Okay.
just later.
I just,
I've got things to do.
walked back, and I had the girl that I was with me. So I'm taken care of. And then the guys took over the conversation again.
Sick. Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's smooth.
And
I'm just coming in to show that they've got a good friend.
That's
Right?
also the
And
entry for them.
I'm raising buying temperature and then
Yeah.
escaping, and they can feed off that.
because you know people can still buy in temperature, right?
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
really good on a set. You go to a
Transfers.
toilet, come back, and some guy's thinking, "Oh, she must be easy because she's laughing and joking with this guy."
Tyler Durden used to do that to me.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, him and Todd V.
Oh,
I remember
shout
being
out.
in Vegas,
Shout
and,
out.
and the two of them, while I'm working a set, would occupy me, so the other one could get to the girl. And I knew what they were doing, and I thought I was just, they're not going to catch me on this. I
Yeah.
know what you guys are doing. And next thing you know, Todd V's making out with her.
Are you still in touch with Todd V at all?
Last time I saw him
saw
was
him in
here.
Finland.
We saw him here
Oh,
in
no way.
Finland.
5 years
Yeah,
ago.
we went out, in the night. He's a very kind man. Yeah.
It's so funny because we obviously hung out within RSD together, and then years in, he's like, what was his nickname? What is it, Gambler?
Zanius.
Zania?
And
wasn't it Gambler?
No,
No,
Gambler
no.
was Richard Lorena.
Ah, okay.
And Zanius lived in a small camping tent in the
Exactly.
back of Project Hollywood from the book The Game.
Exactly, and I
Yeah.
never knew that was him. And then years later, he's like, "Oh yeah, that was me." And I'm like, "You
Fair.
were the guy who lived in
Well,
the tent."
I'm the one who suggested he get a 10-foot by 10-foot canopy tent because
Yeah.
we had a 10-foot area. And instead he got a camping tent, and he pulled girls to it.
What's
Crazy.
the weirdest place you've ever pulled a girl to?
The dark room.
Oh, the dark room.
Wait,
but
what's
that's
that?
not that weird.
What's the dark room?
That was here in Helsinki.
Yeah, that was that set when we
That's
all
right.
met our
That's
girls
right.
together and went.
What's
on
the
road.
dark room?
It was a room that was pitch black.
oh, for sleeping.
And that's right.
Yeah.
And there was, a woman who became my girlfriend for several years. When I first met her, she was very attractive, and it was really lovely to have, knowledge that there was an attractive woman in that dark room. It was pitch black, and so once the door was closed, it was a peak experience.
But it was like under the stairs, so it was a really small room.
Yeah. Like a
Harry
with
Potter
just a
room.
bed and dark.
That's right. Yeah, but that was interesting.
Yeah.
Other than that, I prefer not doing weird places.
Obviously, yeah,
I don't
we all
pull
do.
girls. I don't pull girls into my closet the way Owen Cook used to. In Project Hollywood.
Yeah.
There's a big closet though, wasn't it?
I like a nice big bed, big king size bed.
I mean, obviously we all do, but I remember like when you're starting and you're a young guy, and you're crashing at the guy. And you're not even crashing at the guy's place. You're crashing at the friend of the guy's place that lets you stay there.
That's right, that's
and
right.
like I slept in closets. I've slept on a square meter that was free on the floor next to 4 other guys sleeping there. And it's really, really funny. It's such a funny experience to then, start making money and you're like, I don't have to crash at other guys' floors anymore.
But you can in an emergency.
Yes,
I like
that's a
that.
good one.
It's like if you haven't showered, don't worry, I've showered.
Yeah.
But if you haven't showered, don't let that be the reason, to be late for work. Get to work.
Yeah.
You know? Some things you're going to lose out on in order to get shit done still.
Yeah.
I believe in that, you know? You can wash later. Just get your shit done.
Yeah.
One good set can change your life, so it doesn't matter.
Amen. It's literally, that's the cool thing.
And destroy it.
Yeah.
I was going to say that.
Yeah,
What a nice
one bad
inspiration.
set can destroy your life. That's so true.
I mean, yeah, we've all been there. I
It's all
remember,
balance.
yeah, but at the same time, like you said, you get to work. Even after somebody destroys or trying to destroy your life, get back to fucking work.
That's right. Next
all
set.
there is.
Next set.
Next set.
Recover, soldier, next set.
Exactly, and that's kind of like the key. What have you? What are like some of the craziest, like worst experiences where you had to get a student out of to recover, and how did you do that?
Well, the worst.
A lot comes to mind.
Yeah,
I have a few
It's
students.
super rare. But sometimes the student will leave without telling you.
Oh.
It's happened like 3 times that I can remember. And they'll just leave. And then they'll just disappear. And there's no way. Normally people will come because they're going through a rich range of emotions. They're battling their demons and so on.
Yeah.
So you just sit them down, talk them through it, do a set with them or do a set and bring them in and just get through their hurdles, their sticking points, right?
Yeah.
Their negative emotions that they're held on or anchors.
Yeah.
However, if they don't tell you and they just disappear an hour,
you can
2
do.
hours in, a day in, there's nothing you can do to change that. So that I think that's our worst student.
Yeah.
Day one is supposed to be tough. That's before we teach them anything. I have to watch them game, see what their sticking points are, and then come up with course corrections for the next day. So we know what we're teaching for the day.
Yeah.
Right? Daytime is seminar, nighttime is putting it into real world application. That's where we meet the women head on. Right? Some guys have difficulty noting that there's going to be growth. So
They expect too much.
one example is in the television show The Pickup Artist, I believe it was season 1, Spoon quit.
I remember that.
We watched him get so verklempt and frustrated that he had no other option than to leave, and he walked out of the club. And it's like, what is he doing?
Yeah.
You know, we've got cameras in here watching him. At least bomb.
Yeah.
At least try.
It is a boot camp.
Yeah, it's called
You know,
bootcamp
for a reason.
Yeah, yeah.
So hang in there, even when you feel like shit, because the next set could fix everything.
You know, leaving the boot camp is not an option.
Yeah.
They obviously didn't get the memo.
Did you always do 4-day boot camps?
No, 3-day usually.
Well, I
But this
was
was a
gonna say.
residential, and we came a long way, so we added one extra day.
We did 10 days once.
Yeah, never again.
Did you
Never
notice
again.
any differences?
Oh,
You
yeah.
guys
Oh,
10-day
huge difference.
What's wrong with what was wrong
I'll
with the
give you an
10
example.
Okay, let's-
One of them's a coach now. So,
Oh, no
yeah. So, big difference.
Who is it? If you can say
Sebastian Gold.
it. I don't know if
Yeah.
I know him.
I think he's not doing it anymore. though.
Well, he's a phenomenal pickup artist. Works with Discovery.
Shout out.
Shout out.
Sebastian Gold.
So,
what we did is
he was amazing.
we went to Sweden and we did a boot camp there.
Yeah.
And some people did only that boot camp. But some guys, there was about 3 of them that travelled with us. We got on the big boat to go to
Silja.
Helsinki then. It's 3,000 people boat. It's got 2 nightclubs, 5
Oh, no
bars.
shit.
Yeah. So we partied on the boat and then the extra days. And then we started the Finland boot camp, which was 3 days as well.
oh, no.
And new people came to that. Now, we saw the difference from them guys doing that all the way to the new guys coming next to the guys that have just done 7 days with us.
Yeah.
And there's a massive difference.
Yeah.
So we got to experience that.
So that was a 10-day boot camp.
yeah.
Okay.
Day and night.
And that was bad because it was just so
Oh,
exhausting.
just exhausting.
Well,
I
it's bad
lost
for
my
us
voice.
because-
I lost my voice. I was
great for
talking
them.
like this. It was bad, you know.
Shit.
But it was a life-changing experience, and more than certain.
Yeah, they were masters afterwards.
And then what is kind of like, what led you to sticking to the 3-day
Momentum
format?
equals abundance.
Yeah, okay.
So they have momentum
Yeah.
that way.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday, a long weekend. For business reasons, people work.
Yeah, true that.
That's why it's 3 days. 3 days gets you going. Day 1 is a focus on opening. Day 2 is a focus on mid game. Day 3 is a focus on end game.
Yeah, that
right.
makes sense.
That's how we break it
It's
apart.
realization as well. They're realizing they have the power to do this.
Yeah. One question that I've always wondered about is, what do you guys do to keep that momentum up for a student, for a client after those 3 days? What can be done to not fall back into old habits? Like, oh, well, I could approach when Mystery and Beckster were there, but next day I'm alone.
I'll tell you what it is. We instill upon them at some point self-agency. They're not supposed to say, what's my next set? They're supposed to see a set and say, I must.
Ooh,
Yeah.
let's go.
Right? Inner folk, like from inside,
How do you
they
how do you
want to
give
make
that
it happen.
Well, we install a power phrase or move, but also we're just saying, like,
Wait,
open your PUA eyes. That, you know, when you're trying to train people and there's like 2 girls go this way, 3 girls go this way, and like, I can't see anyone.
Yeah, open your eyes to the
Focus.
sets that are available.
Focus.
Otherwise,
See the matrix.
other students will take them.
What did you say? You install what in them?
Well, your PUA eyes, or a power word.
Power
You know,
word.
like
Yeah.
a must.
Okay, how do you install a
the
power-
desire to win? We tell them, we show them, we show them how to open sets. We make them do sets. And if they suck, we bring them back for coaching.
Yeah.
Because if their sets aren't running 25 minutes, they're failing miserably. If your sets aren't running at least 25 minutes, you're not allowing her to invest in you.
Yeah.
You know, she has to invest in you, so she wants to hold on to that investment when a phone call happens. She'll come and see you. You know, that won't happen with 5 minutes.
Do you?
You can also set, like, for example, if you do a really good set and you can install a positive anchor. So some people go, yeah.
The
You
way
know,
you're
some-
saying it, I was just like, what is that? Illuminati mind tricks installing something in there?
no.
It's so
Dark droids
cool.
are
Yeah, I was
looking
gonna say
for-
like some Jedi.
No, but you like when you if someone's laughing, you touch them on the shoulder, they carry on laughing. You're laughing.
I was gonna
then when
say,
you touch
no
them on the
j-
shoulder, they laugh. Now
no
go in with that
shit.
attitude.
Did you guys do you guys know the TV show How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Of course.
Barney Stinson.
Of course.
Did they ever reach out to you guys and be like, "Can we base this character off you?" Or did anybody say, "Hey, you're literally like Barney Stinson in real
They've
life"?
said things like this, but yeah, I mean,
Who
he's
is
got the
they?
magic and just students like you. Have you seen how he's how's Barney? He's got the
you-
playbook.
I'm sure the
gonna
writers.
I
say.
bought his playbook. It's hilarious.
I'm sure
say,
the
yeah.
writers were cognizant of
100%.
the seduction community. Just like in the TV show Mixology, they mention negs.
Yeah.
They mention,
History. Well, they mentioned the game, don't they?
they mention negs.
yeah.
And they neg me while mentioning negs. They say, "Oh, are you negging me now?" That's so 2005.
Oh.
So like, oh,
But there's some characters in that look like they're from the pickup
you.
industry.
One of them looks like him.
Oh, yeah?
Well,
He's the
instead
only
of
British
Rob,
guy.
we've got Ron. We've got a redhead who looks,
with a beard.
with a beard.
Oh no way.
Yeah, you have to see Mixology. It's by
I have to
One
watch
Night.
that.
It's a Ryan Seacrest production,
I
and it
didn't
is
know
a
that.
10 out of 10 one season of pickup. You gotta
Love
see it.
I
And the
gotta
girls are amazing in it. It's all believable acting. I
Shit.
put my stamp of approval on it. It's about one night of pickup. Divided,
A single night.
divided by an entire season.
And you've got the newbie in
The
it.
whole season is one night.
I gotta watch that. That sounds
You'd love
really
it.
fucking
You'd absolutely
That's
love
great.
it. It's great fun.
good. Man,
Mixology.
Mixology. All right. Shout out to the fellas. Mixology. Hey, I learned English by watching How I Met Your Mother. I literally learned. That's how I learned.
Do you know all the
pronunciation.
Barney phrases?
I know everything. I had a shirt like back then. You could customize t-shirts. It was a new thing, and I had one that said "awesome," like the Barney fucking
Suit up.
Yeah, all that shit.
Neil Patrick Harris is the man.
Yeah, he's a legend.
He's a legend.
And
It's
he
funny-
knows magic in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, he does?
Yeah, he got a tattoo of a bunny, which is symbolic of,
No
of a real magician.
He's in the magic circle.
He's in the Magic Castle. Yeah.
Wait, what's that?
the Magic
show?
Castle is a
Where is
it's
the
a club.
magic? What?
It's a club in Los Angeles, in Hollywood.
Like a
It's called-
magician's club?
Yeah, Magic Castle. I'm
had no idea.
surprised you didn't hear it. The Magic Castle. It's in Hollywood.
It's in your future.
I was
It's in
gonna
your
say.
future.
wait, okay.
You'll have to wear a suit.
Oh, I do.
A suit and tie
I'm
to
down.
get in.
I'm down.
It's that type of club.
How
You have to be invited by a magician too.
Have you? Is that an invitation by you that I can go there?
Well, I'd have to be invited too.
Oh goddamn!
not a member at the moment.
I'm not a member. I don't live there.
Oh, so you have to live there too?
Well, no, you have to be in America to go to the club, and I haven't been there in 10 years.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
I've been in Europe.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. What do you...
But it's in your future. You're going to love it.
Fuck
bring
yeah.
Bring your girl.
I will. I will.
It's magical.
What happened? I really want to
cool.
go now.
It's cool.
It's a new thing to learn.
In fact, I met Penthouse Pet of the Millennium.
Who's that?
And dated her briefly. Her real name versus her stage name. Erica Lukadu.
That's her stage name.
Juliet Cariaga is Erica Lukadu.
Wow.
Both names are real.
Shout out.
She was a beautiful young lady that I had met at the Magic Castle. And those are peak experiences. I enjoyed those times.
Yeah.
But you've
The
also
Magic Castle
been
is awesome.
to the Playboy Mansion.
Oh, yeah.
And we can't ever go. I've never
That's
been.
right.
Because
It's no longer there.
Oh, that's
I
right.
had a cabana at the Playboy Mansion. I had peak experiences there. And it was because I had gamed for a good 6 weeks prior that I was able to take advantage of the scenario. A lot of people could go and not talk to anyone still. You have to have the courage to talk.
So you knew you were going to go there and you're like, let me prepare?
That's right. I was preparing
actually really
myself.
smart.
Yeah, I wanted to have momentum,
Yeah.
right? And it takes a week to get momentum.
Walk us through it. Because that's like, I think every
it's
guy's...
just momentum.
I
Work
get it,
sets.
but every guy's dream is like, get me to the Playboy Mansion. And then just like you said, probably 99% would zip up and be like...
Yeah, do a dozen sets a night, 4 nights a week for 6 weeks. Then you have a skill set.
And then you roll in. What was the first thing you did?
I rolled in with friends. So we had about 20 of my friends with me. I was surrounded. At one point, San Diego Craig. Do you know SD Craig?
No.
Craig Clemens. I heard he's a billionaire now. Good for him.
Shout out.
He worked for David
D'Angelo?
David D'Angelo.
Yeah.
And he did the Tic Tac Kiss Open. When I first met him, he would take out 2 Tic Tacs, pour them out onto his hand, go like this to one of the girls, and then psych, take it. Take the other one, put it in her mouth, suck on the finger. He'd suck on the finger and say, by the way, there's something I also forgot to tell you about myself. I'm also an Indian giver. I want my Tic Tac back. And he'd take it back. It was so awesome. I've used that many times with his permission, but that's how I met him. Well, this man asked me if I had a wallet on me, and I'm decked to the nine. I'm dressed to the nines, decked out, and I hand my wallet to him. I trust him; he's a good friend. And he says, "You got your phone?" I'm like, "I got my phone." Hand it to him, and he says, "I'm going to hand your items to this girl who's going to hold on to them." So she holds on to him, and he proceeds to grab me by the waist and throw me into the pool in the middle of the Playboy Mansion party. So at first I was absolutely pissed.
Yeah.
I'm like, you fucker,
I trained 6 weeks.
right? And then he says, come with me. And we go underneath the
grotto thingy?
And we go into the grotto underneath the waterfall. Into the grotto, and there are naked women there, and I'm like, oh thank you, brother. I swear I could hear the choir sing. It was a memorable experience.
Be baptized.
Yeah. I had gotten several phone numbers. I took maybe 60 photos with people. There was a good half hour of celeb moment. My show had aired. And
did you meet Hugh?
I never met Hugh. I heard he was inside. I've seen him with 4 girls in another environment at another occasion. But that was peak experiences for me. Also, I met Sandra Barker, who became my wing woman for a good 2-3 years. She was just so lovely in field. She had such a social, she was so social and just had a great personality. What a great person to go out clubbing with.
Wow.
Yeah, I really enjoyed
How did
her
she compare
company.
with Tara, who was on your TV show?
I don't know how to compare 2 separate women.
But I mean, who was better in field to help?
Well, one was 3 years, so that's a big difference, right?
And Tara was only for a couple of days? Or?
No, for the show.
Ah,
you helped me with the show.
Okay. Just to get back to the grotto, you walk in, you swim in or whatever, and there's naked women.
It was just
where do you keep your eyes? Where, what do you, because you don't want to creep the girls out. you probably want to
Well,
talk
at some
to them.
point I dried off best I could, although my clothes were soaked.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And that was part of the party. And then I kept meeting people. Right.
Okay.
That's it.
That's a pretty cool way to do it.
I got laid that night. So it was a peak experience.
In the mansion?
No, at home.
Oh, because you guys live close by, right? Didn't you live like 5 minutes away?
Well,
or something like that?
there was a party bus that got us up there. So we had to get back to get our car. But she came back with us and came home with me.
Crazy nice.
Yeah, it was great.
Because
High quality women there, by the way.
I can't imagine.
And they presume you have high value just for being present. Right?
just like the
rooftop patio
you
bars.
said, yeah.
Best locations for pickup are rooftop patio bars. This is conversational pickup after all. You know, it's not just dance floor game.
yeah.
So you want it to be quiet enough so that you can have a conversation. I'll tell you that anywhere in the world that you hear chatter is the right place for game.
Beautiful.
Right? And no matter what language people speak, chatter is always pleasing sounding.
It sounds the same as well.
It sounds like geese
really true,
chattering.
yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're an alien, they're going, that's what humans sound
What
like.
are they doing? It's so funny because I sometimes think about that. Like if an alien would see this, like, what are they thinking? And the funniest thing is I think about the profession of pickup artist, dating coach, whatever you want to call it. What a bizarre profession that is. You know, there's what bus driver, teacher, clergyman, librarian.
I don't mean to negate you, but I don't think it's weird. I teach
That's amazing. for
social
you.
dynamics.
That's amazing.
right.
But I'm also
is that,
like,
that weird? I think every man needs to learn this. It should be taught in school. It won't be, but it needs to be.
I think it's the future thing that we're just way ahead of the time. But
Yeah,
it's the future
exactly.
thing.
school
Exactly.
We'll need it
teaches
soon. Everyone's going to
conformity.
I gotta give props here too to Michael Sartain. You know him; his podcast is also very big. And he said that was way before he had a brand whatsoever. He was hanging out with us, with Owen and all the other RSD guys, either Vegas or LA. And he said, it sounds very, the comparison is a little bit wacky, but he basically said, you know what they did to Galileo Galilei when he said the earth is round? They tried to kill him. They tried to silence him. And he's like, that's what you guys are right now. The whole media, the whole woke mob is like, you guys are the evil men that are teaching women.
Every man needs a pickup artist inside them to turn on when needed and turn off when not needed. And if they never turn the pickup artist on, they will never get laid.
Yeah.
And if they never get laid, their genes will be unapologetically weeded out of existence. You have to learn game now more than ever. If you don't learn game, you're going to die without children. I have 2 children. You know, I don't have ticking time bomb built into my life now, gratefully, right? But other people have this ticking time bomb and they got to get to the work, son. And if they go out and they have a failure and they're going to give up, you know, like leave the first night, then that's what they get.
People should literally soundbite this and like have it as a ringtone or something. Because the way that the seriousness you had in your voice now.
It's a serious issue. We can have fun about it, but if you don't get out there and build the skill set, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot in your life. Your life goals will be compromised.
I think it's the most important skill set you can learn.
Yeah.
And it's good for business too, as you've claimed, right?
So true.
You know?
So true. The funniest thing is when I started doing business consulting, at first we sold only to organic people, meaning only my followers, right? They all knew me, so it was relatively easy for us to sell on the phone. And then in around 2020, second half of 2020, we started trying to convert cold traffic, meaning we ran advertising and people come in, they're like, I saw an ad yesterday, here I am in the call.
Lead generation.
Yeah. And my team couldn't handle selling them because they were so used to everything being warm. It's the equivalent of, you know, a guy that is used to doing social circle and all of a sudden he has to do cold approach, literally cold, right? And I had never sold anything before apart from selling on stage, right? So when I would do free tours, I would sell my bootcamp on stage, but never just like one-on-one in a Zoom call or something. So my back then business partner said, you need to look at the recordings of your team's sales calls and you need to listen and see what's going on. What are they doing wrong? And I'm like, well, I'm not a sales expert. I don't know anything. I listened to the first sales call and I was instantly like, here. Tonality, empathy, you're not listening. Here you missed the rapport. And I'm like, this is literally like game.
It is.
This is exactly the same. And that's where I realized how valuable beyond man to woman conversation pickup and game actually is. And nowadays I have a thriving killer sales team thanks to guys like you guys, because I used that knowledge and I built my team around it. And literally, like, as we're speaking, these guys are on the phone, they're funny, they're interesting. I get emails by people that didn't even become our clients saying, I had such a pleasant conversation with your sales guy. This was the first time a sales guy was cool, wasn't pushy, was interesting. We had a laugh. I know his name. They know mine. Like, it's really, really pleasant to hear that as a business owner. And it's all, like you said, it starts with learning pickup. Because as a young 20-year-old, that's all you have in your head. How do I get the girl? But it extrapolates over to business, relationships. Even I probably will become a better father than I would have otherwise been because I learned game and I understand social dynamics and all that.
Yeah, our salespeople know pickup. Like, they've been trained for years and years and years.
Yeah.
And for example, John, he actually gives them training before they come. He gives them missions, see how their sets are going, gets them warmed up to it. And I think that is the best way to sell, because they might come in only wanting a $5,000 thing and they leave with like a $20,000 thing.
Yeah, yeah. What is, if you guys probably had girls as well that came to the bootcamp. Have you ever had a girl that was like, can you teach me?
Yeah.
And they wanted to learn how to get girls, or guys, or how did that
Guys.
work? What is the difference? What do you teach girls?
Also had a girl.
Well, it's rare, but they come and they're invited. They're welcome. We've had, girls we've met come on boot camp too as guests in the back. They're curious. Some people are writing interviews, so they come on boot camp to, with an idea that changes once they meet me. They think pickup is one way, but when they watch pickup happen, a good pickup is not cringy. You're not approaching a girl by herself. Shut that off from now on. Single sets are dead. Don't open any single set ever again. And then you can focus on skill set development. Women of beauty are in groups. You're going to have to open up the group.
That's level 0.
Yeah, bonus rounds. But single sets are little bonus rounds. But if you never meet her friends, she never meets your friends, that gets creepy.
Yeah,
right?
Good point.
It's not creepy pickup. It's conversational pickup. It's rapport building pickup. You're meeting a group of people. You can't directly open, hit on a girl on the open if she's with her brother or her dad.
Yeah.
But if you win over the brother or the dad, they will give the daughter or sister to you if they like you. They will think it's a match and a good union for her. So
they
win over the
right
whole
away,
group. Win over the group.
Win the group, yeah. Well, group theory, but there are. We say there's 5 levels to this game, but there's actually 7. But there's 0, as I said.
Yeah.
And there's -1. What do you think -1 is?
Doing nothing? I don't know.
Dating apps.
Oh,
Because it takes your time up, and it's like, just go out there now.
Dating apps have been compromised. They're just money grubbers. I've got issues with dating apps. You flip and get offended by these women that are on offer to you. They should not be on offer to you, and yet you have to indulge in looking at these faces in order to swipe away to find someone who is compatible with you. What I'd rather is take a face, cue the face up, say, 3 celebs I can put together to create a unique face, and then look at the data and find people within the database that match the face you've created. That makes more sense.
That would be sick, actually.
And that's easy to do.
Yeah.
That makes way more sense.
Someone out there now
beauty's
say.
mathematical, right? So if you take 1,000 faces and scan them in and you find the average, she looks like Pam Anderson.
Yeah. True.
Very true. The most average of the average is what attractive is, surprisingly. Why don't they do that? But no, instead you have to swipe one by one. Yeah. This is such a waste of energy, time, and money. It should be one and done. Meet one person, meet her in real life. If she doesn't like you, well, then you've seriously fucked up because that was a girl who did like you. So let's look at it this way. If you're playing with your Tinder app or your Grindr app or whatever it is that people play.
Don't look at me when you say that.
Whatever it is you do, pal. If you're playing with these games and you get first dates, lots of first dates, you're failing. You're failing. This is a girl that liked you, or at least your profile.
Yeah.
You know?
But also, it's
profiles
making
can mate.
It's making you antisocial.
It does, because you're swiping instead of... You're literally in the bus.
Be out there.
You're sitting and you're swiping instead of
you still got to go
Yeah.
on a date with a girl and create attraction.
All it's doing is preventing you from going to the party.
Yeah.
Whatever excuse, no one misses you. If you don't go to the party, it's still happening without you. Oh, I don't have to go to the party. I meet girls on Tinder. Look at the lifestyle difference.
Yeah.
Go to the party, meet the actual beautiful women. They're there, right? You're missing out if you don't go to the party. There are no excuses. You know, people come up with all these excuses. I was thinking they're exercising their excuse-making muscles, right? It gets harder and harder to get to the party the more excuses you've created. Oh, I don't do that. I go to bed at 10 p.m., right? Well, then you're going to miss out, son, because this is a nocturnal activity. Sex is a nocturnal activity.
Amen.
You know, meeting women is a nocturnal activity, generally speaking.
I mean, one of these excuses is, if it's meant to be, it's meant to be.
Yeah.
The right one will come. What do you think of that?
I wish.
Yeah.
I wish. Or that's like the eye contact from a distance, or the no game. You know, as soon as I meet the girl of my dreams, I'm not going to game her. I'm just going to tell her how I really feel.
Yeah.
And you lose the set and you learn your lesson.
And she's gone forever.
Goodbye forever.
Yeah. That's how fast it can go.
That's one of my exits. I just say goodbye forever.
Yeah,
that's my opener,
a good one.
my closer.
I mean, the crazy thing is, like, I think we all, regardless of how good our game is, have at least one girl that we saw somewhere and there was the eye contact, and for whatever fucking reason we didn't do it. And then you imagine what could have been. Maybe if I had talked to her, it would have been a great conversation. Maybe we would have met again. Maybe we would have gone on a date. Maybe we would have come home and have crazy heated sex. Maybe she would have become my wife, the mother of my children. But hey, I'm still there not talking to her.
The reason why we're nervous about opening is because opening is legitimately critical. It's critical, a critical moment. You can lose the set. She can not show interest because you didn't speak up. You didn't know what you were going to say before you said it. You didn't know your opener. You said, hey, how you doing? Now you're doing the hey, how you doing opener, right? You're showing interest on the open. You didn't win your next girlfriend. You didn't win her heart.
Yeah.
You know, because you didn't know how to open properly. One solution to that is know your opener. There's lots of openers to choose from. You know, I've written a book called Hey Guys, 60 plus openers.
Oh, yeah?
There's more than enough openers. Available at askmystery.com in the digital store. There's a lot of content there for would-be pickup artists, you know, catch you up to speed.
We'll definitely link that down in the description. We'll link all that stuff.
Well, I bring it up because there are 60 plus openers. Pick one.
Yeah.
They're all comedic. You know, they're all lighthearted. You're not hitting on them on the open. These are indirect openers. It's a way of initiating a conversation with people to get them to start to invest in you, right? Or at least to feel like you have value for having said the story. You know, if you get the delivery down to a good story, you really work and practice on delivery, then you won't have ums, ahs, pauses, awkward moments within telling a story, like virtually all our students had on night one. But by night 4, all that's taken care of because delivery is super important. It doesn't matter which opener you use, as long as you know what you're going to say before you say it. That's what indirect opening is about to me.
Yeah, they start to internalize the structure. They learn the material to fill in the blanks of the structure.
Yeah.
And then how to deliver it is just as many sets as you can do. Stay in there. Don't leave. Stay in there.
Stack openers.
Learn what not to do if you're
Yeah.
losing out on things that you can't think of. Have
What are-
DHV stories.
What are your guys' latest openers? Because I'm sure you come up with openers all the time.
Well, there's ones that are tried and tested that they work.
Have you ever
amazing.
been to Disneyland?
Yes.
What's your favorite ride?
Oh, wait, is that the opener? That's a genius fucking
Thank
opener.
you. I used it this
wait a
weekend.
minute.
My favorite ride is Pirates of the Caribbean.
Yeah, that
Why?
was good.
Because when you're in it, it feels like you're on a river at nighttime on the bayou, the Mississippi River. It just, even though it's 90 degrees out and it's sweltering daylight outside, inside it takes you to nighttime. It's extraordinary. I love that one. It's my favorite one.
Boom.
That's
Every
it.
guy
Statement opener.
tomorrow is going to be like, excuse me.
No, excuse me is a vagrant's opener.
That's right. I was going to say.
If you open with excuse me, that's what bums do.
Yeah. Oh,
I won't
that's
turn around.
right.
If
Like
someone
the guy
says
before.
excuse me behind me, I won't even turn around. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's obviously not a friend of mine.
Yeah.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
I'm sorry to bother you. First off, you're sorry to open. I'm sorry to bother you. You're claiming you're a bother. But I was wondering if I could ask a question.
Yeah.
Just ask the question. Don't ask to ask. Don't say excuse me. Don't say sorry. Don't say that you're a bother. All those are errors to me.
Yeah.
Instead, hey guys, that gets their attention, and then you can run your opener.
It's a demonstrate. If you say all them things, it's a demonstration of lower value.
Good point.
So we're trying to demonstrate higher value. Then a lot of people don't know that they're demonstrating lower value in set. They're saying "Oh, I got so drunk last night." She's not gonna enjoy
What
that.
the hell?
Really?
Yeah.
So what's your opener?
Well, I've got a million. But,
Which one's the newest
okay,
one?
well, quick one. If she's walking quick, they're the second best shoes I've seen today. Who's got the first? This guy. High five. I don't trust anyone I haven't seen 360 degrees.
Oh, that's
and
a
then
good
lock
point.
in.
Boom. Boom shakalaka.
And then stack forward.
Yeah, yeah.
I chatted to my friend Candy over there and we were discussing, is it better to be wanted or needed by somebody? What do you think? And then you can just... I'm in the mode now. You've done it.
I was going to say,
If you had to sing on X Factor or Finland's Got Talent in, say, 2 weeks' time, what would you sing?
I love that one. And by the way, it would be Enter Sandman by Metallica.
Ah, nice. You have an answer.
No,
That's impressive. All right. Some people don't have an answer for that.
Oh, really?
Well, some people don't sing. So I say, well, do you dance? Do you do comedy? You got to do something to impress Simon Cowell. I do magic. And that's my qualifier.
So at the end of this podcast, you can sing out on that. You can end on that song.
You know, it's funny. There's footage of me. I had a program called Fearless, and that was basically like, I can't remember. It was like 40 things I did for that program, and we filmed it, and then also the things were supposed to be replicated by the person who bought the program, and they get continuously worse. And so the first one was like, take a cold shower. So I took the GoPro and a ice cold shower. Actually, I shot it here in Finland. And then one of them, I can't remember, it was like challenge 23 or something, was sing in public. And I was on tour for that one, and I was in New York, and I went into New York subway and sang Enter Sandman in front of all these really pissed off New Yorkers in the middle of the metro.
I do that.
You do?
We
I
sang.
did it
He sang yesterday. Yeah. to the two guys before they approached these girls.
Yeah.
And the girl you were with, and me, and he was just singing away, walking
were you
along
singing?
the whole.
I write my own music, so I sing my own songs.
Can people actually check out your music somewhere online?
Mysteriesmix.com.
Boom. What do you play? Guitar, singing, or
No,
just singing?
just lead singer and writer of the songs. And the music is produced, so we've got dubstep, electronic,
No
and I
way.
finally found my sound, which happens to be rock.
Fuck yeah,
And
of course.
I've written a song called Picking Up the World. It's a good song. You should have a listen.
I'll check it out, man.
Listen with headphones. It's
Okay,
got
all right.
a rich rock sound. Yeah,
And you got
very proud of them.
musicians that play with you in the studio, or they play
In studio,
'cause You're
in
traveling,
studio.
but you're traveling. How the hell are you recording?
I did recording at my sister's husband's rock studio. He has a studio built into a cave in France.
Oh shit!
So I did my recordings there. Yeah.
How are the acoustics in a cave, though?
They're very cool.
No way.
They absorb. They absorb and reflect in a nice way, not echoey.
Yeah.
But because they're porous.
Yeah.
It's a porous wall.
Okay.
It's like a sound dampener. It's really quality. Really
So
quality
actually,
sound
then
in
that's
there.
the song we should. And you can we'll send you the music. And
We're
you
going
can
to edit it
edit
in.
it and picking up the
Fuck
world.
There you go.
Fuck,
Picking up
that's
the
what we're
world.
going to do. And we'll have some cool compilations of you guys.
I played
Some
a
of your best
triangle.
footage. Why
I'm the
not?
hype man.
Well, I was going to say, you're like dancing in the
That's
background. You're having everybody.
Ska.
Did you guys go to any concerts while you're traveling? That's what I've always done.
I love concerts, but I don't go to enough of them.
Do you know what we did go to? Because a student took us to like the VIP
What's
bit.
that?
We went to the Swedish Eurovision.
Oh, what?
Oh,
No
right.
way.
We snuck in, basically.
When was that?
They let us in.
This year?
No, it
No, it
was
was years ago.
5 years.
Yeah, it was years ago.
Went into Eurovision? That's so good. Who won that day?
Fucking out
We
there.
won. Well, Austria won once.
Yeah.
Yeah, with the
don't
girl.
know.
With
I don't know.
the,
We were up for the last day, so we did see the winner, but I wasn't invested.
Yeah. we went for something to do.
that was one thing. That's because you mentioned peak experiences a lot. For me, peak experiences are almost. I mean, there's a lot of them, but many of them are concerts. I
Awesome.
love.
I love concerts. They're not for pickup, though.
Yeah, no,
You know,
definitely. At
bring
least not-
your friends. Bring your
You can.
friends.
It's
Bring your
just
friends. I don't even want to
not
bring my
pick up.
girlfriend because I want to be in the mosh pit. Because her bones would break.
Yeah, yeah.
They would
Yeah.
pulverize. So I'm always like, I'm going to go with my homies. And it's funny because I'm a business consultant. I can't even film that because I'm there without a shirt. Like, "Argh!" And
Yeah,
we
but
went.
it's within context.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
And
what
I'm
are you
not
going to
even-
do? Be in a business suit
I
there?
was gonna-
That's not going to work. That'll look weird.
Bonnie
that would be funny though.
Yeah, you'd look like
That
you're
would
the
be
agent of one of the artists. You know,
it. I'll just
I'm
try to walk
Metallica's
in.
agent.
You know what's funny? Because we're talking about your guys' influence. There's this guy called Steven. He's a small little Asian guy from Vienna, and he has this whole spiel of just walk in wherever as if you're the owner. And I'll never forget that. It was Miami. I was there for a 6-day boot camp, and you had to get like a $400 ticket because Tiesto or something was, I think it was Live nightclub or something like that. And bouncers everywhere, and the line was huge. And I was trying to get in with 5 guys, and the bouncer's like, it's going to be like $600 per person if you want to come in. And I was broke. I was no way. And then I see random Steven from Vienna in Miami because he was there for RSD Summit. And he opens the door of his taxi. The taxi brought him straight to the entrance. He walks out and just walks towards these huge 6'5" bouncers, and he just walks through them. And they were so perplexed by his demeanor that they're like, "Hey, you have a ticket?" And he's just like, "Hey." And
This
literally
is how we do
the
it.
syllable like yeah, and walks in straight to the VIP area.
Yeah.
And that's the power of a frame of just
Yeah.
not giving a shit, you know?
Yeah.
I used to run many years ago because when I was gaming hardcore, like super hard every single night, it's not much has changed. But to be honest,
Back in the days.
You meet a lot of women, you have a lot of women. So we'd go to the clubs, and the clubs would say to me, these VIP clubs, if you keep coming with these girls every week, we'll put you on a retainer.
Ooh.
We'll pay for every girl you bring. You have a free drink, so on, queue jump, and then so on. And I massed over 10 years the second biggest club promotion company in London, which is a hard market to crack. And then I took that frame with me because there's different type of people you meet in a nightclub. There's no such thing as the naturals, but the guys that are really good with women that don't know much about pickup,
Yeah.
right? They have 5 characteristics, by the way: confidence, congruency, calibration, conviction, and courage.
Ooh.
Yeah,
The 5
which
C's.
equals competence, which PUAs have.
Oh,
You have these, right?
All right.
So with that frame, I basically get us and students into nearly every club, past the queue and so on. Just talk your way in. know
Wait
what
a
to
second.
say.
Except on Sunday.
Except on Sunday. Why? What happened Sunday?
You got kicked out.
I got kicked out. Yeah, but we got in.
We got in, but
we
we
got
all had
kicked
to,
out.
we all had to leave.
Why did you have to leave?
Would you want to go through it?
Well, I was doing magic to the group behind me, the group in front of us, you were chatting with, we were in line for a while.
The Karen girl.
And normally I don't do lines, but this was a line-only entry. Everyone...
It was a line within the club. So
That's
you get in the club, there's another line just to get into a building.
That's right.
Oh, that's funny.
Because the DJ's in that building.
It was odd. But he filmed some of the magic.
Yeah.
And the two girls that he was talking with...
you saw a magic film.
Yeah, I think you must have had some sort of altercation with them or disagreement. Because
they didn't like that I was filming.
That's what it is.
Oh.
They didn't like that was
you
being
caught
filmed.
me in that picture.
Right.
Like, we're
You don't have
outside.
my rights.
They were wrong. They were in the
terrace.
wrong, by legally and morally, they were in the wrong. But nonetheless, they did tell in Finnish. They told the bouncers about him. And the bouncers just went, we don't care. You're just not allowed in.
You're a man. She's a girl. She's right.
You're just
wrong.
not allowed in. So I just said, let's roll.
He went, let's roll. We had about 8 people in the queue. The queue just left.
That's right.
And then we just had a great time going.
We didn't miss out.
Yeah, we didn't get butthurt about it.
I didn't miss out at all. We had fun. We went to the next venue. It was great.
It's sick. But I know we have to wrap up soon, I think. But by the way, if you have any, because you said you wanted to have these questions sprinkled in.
This is great. It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry.
So because you said you're not doing club lines. How do you get in that?
I go to the front and I say I don't do lines.
That's it?
I don't do lines.
And then they're like,
they have
like
to
this
deal
like a
with
Jedi?
the fact that I don't. Yeah, I don't do lines.
I'll give you my secret one after, because if I tell this, everyone's going to be using it to get into the club.
We'll censor that. We'll just beep.
I'll just tell you. Do you want me to tell you and then you can censor it?
We'll beep it out. I'll swear to God.
Okay.
Editors beep the following thing out.
There's a few, but there's one of them is...
Wow.
There's a bit more to it.
That's
and the
what you say.
It's not the only thing I say. But.
That's what you say, because he just goes up, talks to them, and we're in.
No way. You didn't know that?
So quick.
I'll tell you one with voting,
I think
actually.
you're in on it.
No.
I'll tell you one.
I don't do it. He does the entry.
I'll tell you one. I was with Matador.
Yeah.
And I was living. He said, "Go and live with Matador for a month in LA, because you two are going to get on like a house on fire." This was like 10 years ago.
Is Matador also British?
No, he's from Texas.
Oh, no shit. Okay.
Yeah. From
Matador
the show.
from the show, the pickup artist.
Oh, yeah, I remember him.
Matador.
Yeah, okay.
Big Matador.
That guy, yeah. Shout
Very
out.
charismatic.
Amazing.
Shout out.
And so Owen was like, "Oh, we'll come and meet you." And we were going in some famous VIP club in LA, One Oak or something. And we all met outside. And Owen's like, "We're not getting in this." The whole queue was 9s and 10s, right?
Nice.
If you were going to rate women, but we don't.
Yeah, okay.
And so 9s looking like 9s and 10s. And there's no men in that queue. I'd gone the night before, did my thing. And he's like, "No, you still can't get in on the clipboard," right? And I said, "Okay, that's fine. Could you tell me the second best club to review? Because I have to review somewhere." And he's like, "Oh, just come in. Here's drink tokens. VIP upstairs," right? So I went the next night, because I'm trying my luck. We do that. We go to the same club and...
Reminds me of New York City.
Yeah, well, can you do that one
Strip
after?
club 3 nights in a row.
Oh,
Do that one
Let's
after.
hear that as well, yeah.
And so we go up, there's a queue, and Owen's like, "We're never getting in." And he brings 3 guys with him. Like one's a guy that's recording, another guy and so on, and one's a student. And Matador's, and he's going, "We're not going to get in." Matador goes, just wait, watch. And I'm like, "Oh, hey, man." Like that. And he goes, "Beckster, how you doing, man? You came back. I'm so happy you could come back again. You must have liked it. Come in, man. Drink tokens, VIP upstairs." And the queue of the girls going, "Wow," because they're normally getting let in, right?
Yeah.
We go straight in. Owen's confused what's going on. I'm like, "Just follow me. Don't say anything." We go upstairs and we're partying away, and we're like, "This is an amazing, like, so many girls in there. It's unbelievable. Hardly any men." And then we go, what's the fiasco? So we look down, there's a table. You can't see many people at this table because it's covered with girls. You see a big beard come out. It's Leonardo DiCaprio.
Oh, no shit.
And he's just made the movie The Revenant.
Yeah,
And
that's
so
the beard.
he's post-party, whatever. He probably owns part of that club. And it was amazing, but it was amazing. But it was funny because one of Owen's students went to me, "Can I give you a quick tip on something?" And Owen went, "No." This guy knows exactly what he's doing.
I had met Leo DiCaprio.
No shit.
Yeah, he came up to me and he said, "Mystery." First word to me.
Damn.
Yeah, that was cool.
Peak experience.
Peak experience.
Peak fucking. What year was that?
I don't know. I don't store my information that way.
Yeah.
But it was a good memory. We had a good chat. And what he demonstrated to me was LA cool.
What's that?
He's LA cool.
I mean, what does it?
He's social.
Did he do magic? Did he's like, "Mystery, I have a magic trick"?
No, but he's LA cool.
Okay, I mean, he's
he's Leo, but he was just so present, like several other celebs I had met. I had met Matthew McConaughey on a different occasion. Apparently he and I had dated the same girl.
No shit.
At different times.
I mean, yeah.
You knew the dog, right?
We both talked about her dog. Yeah. And the one thing that they all have in common is they're very present in the now and happy to meet you. That's what I found about celebrities. So I've adopted that myself. Let go of your ego, let go of your outcome, and let go of your baggage. Any mental baggage, if you're depressed, if you've had a family member die, I hate to say it this way, but no one fucking cares in a nightclub environment. This is a dance club, not a sit and question life club. Do not bring your baggage to the club. Smile on the in, open and direct. Make sure that you convey a current emotional state of non-needy, non-threatening, and playful, and you're underway and you're on your way.
Boom.
Didn't Leo say that back in the day he had a bit of trouble?
Yeah, when he was a kid, he was young. I'm sure he had issues that got resolved summarily with his social skills. It's not just that he's famous. That's not it. He's cool.
Yeah.
You want to hang with him because he's got a great personality and knows how to make you feel good around him. They're very present. Celebrities are present.
And they don't run out of things to say.
No, they've got lots of interesting stories too, no doubt.
Talking of interesting stories, should we do New York?
Well, I'll give you the short version.
Yeah.
Okay.
New York strip club.
New York strip club, we decided to go. I had a girlfriend who was working there, and we shouldn't go to where my girlfriend works. That's the general rule. And, if your girlfriend's a stripper, you don't go watch her work. Yeah. Let her do her job, come home and feed you with the money she made. So night one, we go out to the club. First girl that he finds interesting, he snags and brings her back to the house. And he comes at one point sliding out like risky business. Right?
In pants and shirt.
That's right. And the next day we decide, well, where should we go? We shouldn't go back to the same place, but we're like, screw it. Let's go back to the same place. We had good luck there. So we go back. Second night, he pulls another girl of his choice. Third night, do we go back?
Slide out. He's putting the risky business music on.
That's right.
Slide out. I'm like, I'll be right back.
It was deja vu all over again. He slides out risky business style again, right? So it was deja vu. The next day, we go again. And by this time, we know the bouncers. We game them on the way out. Game a bouncer not in.
On the way out.
On the way out.
Or the smoke breaks or whatever you're doing.
Exactly. Smoke breaks. So he snags a third girl, pulls her back. But instead, and I remember this was so trippy for me, he comes sliding out as the Matrix. He had, so it's like complete control of every scenario.
Long coat.
But 3 for 3. 3 beautiful, beautiful dancers from the same club, one per night. And it was pro. It was pro to watch. That was a fun weekend.
Peak experiences.
Peak experiences,
guys. I think this podcast was a peak experience.
No doubt.
Yeah. Definitely. It's so fucking epic to have you guys on. Next time you're in Helsinki, I'm in Helsinki. Let's grab steaks. None of you is vegetarian, right?
I eat steak.
I eat everything.
Fuck yeah, same for me. We'll grab epic steaks, reindeer steaks. We're gonna party.
Reindeer's my favorite.
Jazz. How can people find you? How can they work with you? Where's your social media? What's the best way to check your websites out?
We've got a product that's come out that we think is the most ultimate thing going. 15 years, I decided to bring a camera and film everything we could film.
All the
So
shenanigans.
a lot of boot camps, a lot of advice, and we put it into modules. that they can learn that are released. The first 2 weeks are released.
70 modules over 10 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah, but we've now done it down. You can do it in 3 weeks now. You can literally learn a lot in 3 weeks because you can't always come to a live event.
Yeah.
So it's training you from AFC to MPUA.
It keeps your head in the game. Yeah, it's attractionunleashed.com.
Together with
Check it out.
thing. Well, we'll put we'll put
it
all in the description address. Attractionunleashed.com.
But go research that because it's chock full of rich content. You know, it keeps your head in the game. You'll learn about opening. You'll learn about DHVs. You'll learn about qualifiers. You'll learn about comfort, mid-game, end game. It's all in there.
Sick.
I'm really pleased. I'm almost done now. I'm on module 53.
You're doing it ourselves.
Yeah.
On top of it, just to live it.
Yeah.
You know, blog
Just
it.
watching it myself, reviewing. You know, because I'm an infielder, so it's good to see what I'm teaching is what I'm doing. You know, I like that feedback.
The feedback we have had, some people put it in their ear, and it's like a wingman in their ear as they're going.
Yeah.
You know?
There's also a live online that I'm doing October 5th and 6th that you can find more about at askmystery.com.
Boom. We'll link that
And there's
as well.
a digital store at askmystery.com with pickup artist related content, my Mystery 2.0 and the 5 keys to proficient pickup, my lecture series, the book Revelation that I'm sure you may have heard about. Love Drop had authored it, written about my works. We turned it into an audiobook just about 6 weeks ago or so, and people seem to be enjoying that. So yeah, get yourself into pickup. If you're not, if you're listening in and you don't have a structure to your pickup. One of the things I teach is there's a structure to pickup and you should know what phase you're in when you're in it. It's not theory. It's practical application, you know, because when you're in the third phase qualifying, she's in the phase with you. These are her phases, not your phases. Some people say, oh, I kiss a girl within 10 minutes and I'm an expert. If she's uncomfortable with 10 minutes to kissing, what you can do is instead of kissing her in the first phase of comfort, which is known as C1, right? When you're in the club, well, then kiss her at C2 on your day 2. And if she's uncomfortable with that, well, then kiss her in C3, on the next day. It's up to her, not you. You're not an expert just because you can bet a girl quickly. You may be getting buyer's remorse. You may get one night stand, where to me, that's an error. If you have a one night stand and it's not your choice, that's an error. It's not until you've had sex 3 times where you see a pattern of it being a sexual relationship, which is the point of pickup, isn't it? Right? To not only get the girl, but keep her.
Yeah, indeed. And we do have like some blogs and infields and so on.
Oh, sick.
On the YouTube channel that we shared.
There's also the forum.
Yeah.
And our forum.
We're gonna
There's a
link
lot of
that too.
plugins, sorry.
No, go for it. By
School
all
forum.
means.
The school forum.
Oh, all right.
Attraction Unleashed.
Shit.
Yeah.
On school. That is cool.
Yeah.
All right. Fuck yeah.
I think it's nearly 3,000 people on there.
Damn. Well, put your ass on there when you watch this. When you
We're
listen
on it.
to
Join
this.
we
us.
chat on it.
Yeah.
That's right.
Oh no
Join
shit.
us.
You guys are there too. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be there.
We're all in.
Fuck
Please,
yeah. Send me the
please,
link.
you're welcome,
I'd be honored if I could join.
Great.
Fuck
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, it's a good forum. It's
Hell
a good
yeah.
forum. I check it, not during boot camps, but I do check it periodically and I add value to it. Yeah, it's fun.
Fuck yeah.
It's like the old days. It's like Mystery's Lounge.
It's like the
right.
old forums
That's
just
right.
on school now. It's cool. It's cool to see it goes full circle.
Yeah, I like school.
Yeah.
School.com.
Yeah.
It's like the beginning.
SKOOL.
Yeah, the beginning has come again. Like I said, with the
full
forums
circle.
when we were really
Yeah.
helping. Give.
Yeah, always overgive, over deliver.
Free ones.
Yeah, boom shakalaka.
Yeah, that's something that David D'Angelo of Double Your Dating would say. He'd give 90% away in the marketing, and 10% is what they come to, get the keys.
Yeah.
The keys that pull it all together.
Yeah.
Do you want to end with the 5 keys to pick up then? Because we did the -1, we did the 0.
That's right. That's
Okay,
right.
so-
Almost forgot.
-1 is
Tinder.
Tinder. 0 is single sets. Level 1 game is where we begin, and that's the group or the 3 set. 2/3 of all approach scenarios are a 3 set. So you may as well get good at that. Forget the fantasy of what do I say to a girl to make her attracted to me. She's not alone, so you're going to have to change your fantasy. That fantasy is not helpful. In fact, it hinders because then you're only looking for single sets, right? And you never meet her friends. She never meets your friends. It gets weird. Level 1 game is opening groups. Level 2 game is merging groups, building social proof and then merging forward by saying, let's go make some friends. Or saying, let me introduce you to some good friends of mine, and backwards merging to a previously open group or the friends you came with. That's merging. That's level 2 game. Level 3 game. What's level 3 game? Last night. Assisting you in this night's successes.
Oh.
Right? That's called social proof game. You want to have girls with you to sweeten the pot when you enter a club. It's a whole level of game. It changes your night, right? But don't get pissed off at the guys who have girls with them and you don't. You know, he's got 3 girls, I've got none. It's so unfair. He did the work, son. Don't get pissed, right? Next level of game. Last month helping you with this month. That's called having a social life, right? That's what Mike Sartain does. Social circle game. Group theory, right? To the extreme, bringing groups of people you've met during the last month all to the same venue. Boom. Like a barbecue at the end of the month. Who shows up? Only the people you've met and maybe their friends that have been invited as well. That's all you've got. So work hard, do 4 sets, do 3 or 4 number closes per night, do a dozen sets per night, 4 nights a week, get your skill set up to speed. This game requires it because you're going to fail, and the person who gives up loses. The only person who can win is the person who completes the mission.
Learn, win.
Keep going. Do the Beckster grind, whether it's raining. No one cares whether it's raining or snowing. There's still parties to get to. There are hardcore partiers that are out there, even at negative 17-degree weather. Remember mid-January in Toronto?
Oh, geez.
We still got out and
keep plowing
and did well, you know, because we found the places. And level 5 game, that's the last level of game, is called hot game, celeb game. Or social media game, being an influencer, right? Impressing people that way, right?
You are.
Well, you're playing level 5 game. When I did my television show, that was level 5 game.
Yeah.
Right? Level 4 game is what, you know, no disrespect to, level 5 game's better or something. No, they're just different levels.
Play them all at once.
You can play them all at once. That's the point.
That's a good one, too.
You know, a good month out is to play all 5 levels. But you have to start with level 1. Opening groups. That's where it's at.
Boom. Amen.
It's like EA Sports.
It's in the game. What a great way to wrap things up. Guys, thank you so much for being on the pod. Let's keep pushing. Let's keep inspiring. GG.
Game on.
Woo.
Game on.
Game on.
All right, absolutely awesome to have these 2 legends, Mystery and Beckster, on the Max Tornow podcast. It was so cool to talk to them. And remember to watch my free secret video about the one weird trick that I actually stole from Mr. Beast that helped me to go viral and grow my brand to over 200,000 followers on Instagram. So like I said, there's a link down in the description below. Go check that out and I'll see you over there.